live stream. I think it was my internet started acting up, which ain't too bad, but let's see. How is my internet moving right now? Just gotta make sure because I know that it's acting up. So give me 1 second. I just want to see, is everything fine? Do we have the new live stream up? Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Okay, here we go. My fault, y'all. I don't know what that was. I think my internet just started acting up, so that was a little bit annoying, but I got it back on. So let me go and jump back to this screen. We can just get back active. You already know what the hell we was doing, so that ain't too deep. We're okay. Kind of sucked though, because I feel like the stream was going pretty good when it came to the views wise. But whatever. Oh, why is it blurry? Okay, there we go. So hopefully everything is running smoothly now. I don't know why that happened, but let's just keep this rolling, keep this pushing. Now, last but not least, I do want to, let me exit out of this because my computer kind of is now moving slow because of the internet that I have to be on. I'm not on like my normal internet. I had to do it through my phone for some reason. But hey, listen, we still got to get this studying in. But no, yeah, because I thought the courses on, Coursera, as long as, I thought you had to like pay for like certain things. I didn't know they let you complete the first module and then now you have to pay, and it's like $50 a month. Ain't it? It just ain't it. So to me, it's like if I'm gonna do my free trial, then I have to like really jump through it because that is insane. Let me go and see though, because the reason why I thought it was free was because I remember asking ChatGPT, but I guess they must have got that wrong, which is like something you cannot sit here and get wrong, because ain't no way. So I'm gonna do for Coursera. Give me a second right now. Because I don't know what the hell is happening to my screen. Is it working? Oh, okay, it's working. Sorry, that must have been like a jump scare. That must have legitimately been like a jump scare. My bad, y'all. I don't know what the hell is happening to my screen. Okay, here we go. So for Coursera IT support, is it free if you just do the assignments or something like that? Because I thought that's what ChatGPT had said to me. So I feel like it's strange that they're acting like you can't do it free. It says you can audit many courses on Coursera for free. That means you can watch videos and sometimes view assignments. For example, on the Google homepage, what you cannot get is to earn the certification. Yeah, that's what it's saying. So I'm gonna put, I was going to do the hardware portion, but it's telling me to start a free trial. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense. That means the hardware portion of most of the graded content is locked behind the paid plan. Coursera gets a 7 days. 7 days? You can actually do the assignments or graded labs unless you start that trial. You can watch the videos and read materials for free if you click audit the course, but Coursera hides that button a bit. Oh, okay, so then there's a way to do it. Perfect. I'm like, what the hell? So go to the course page in technical support fundamentals. Okay, I'm like, because ain't no way you thought I was about to sit here and start paying for this. I need to go to the main page. So I guess go here. We just gotta set this all up again. They want me to go here. So now I'm at the course page. Scroll down to enroll section. Instead of start for a trial, click audit the course, small gray link under the button. Small gray link? What the hell are they talking about? They must have got rid of that. Unless they're talking about this. Yeah, no. How do I screenshot my screen? I always forget. Okay, I did it. I'm about to send that to ChatGPT because they're telling me to do something that's not there. But it probably is there. I don't know. This is like absurd. I don't even know why I'm going through this right now. I could not believe it. I was so happy to start this new course, and now it's practically like what I would have to come out of pocket after 7 days of a free trial. That's like I gotta really go crazy for this 7-day trial. Why can't I find the picture I just took? Now this is starting to piss me off. But nope, stay calm, stay calm. Don't let it ruin your day. Here it is. We could send that, and then we'll be like, that's the issue. This is the problem. I can't believe like my live stream like kept going, but then instead of continuing from the same live stream, they literally like took a whole different like I don't even know this old thumbnail for coding. Imagine people that are like really watching that one too. That would have been crazy. All right, so let me send this to ChatGPT. See what we could do. Says the screen confirms Corsia is locking the next hardware plan. You completed module 1 to access module 2 beyond. You must start this after the trial. So you have 3 options. Start the trial. Audit the course. That's what I'm saying. Scroll down the same page until you see a small text. I ain't scrolled all the way down. I don't see. I'm trying to audit the course. I'm trying to audit the course. But where? So go to the specific course page, not the full certificate page. What the hell are they talking about? They're starting to piss me off. They're legitimately starting to piss me off at this point. Because no, I'm where I'm supposed to be. This isn't about getting the certification. This is about getting the free trial. So saying go to the specific course page. I'm in the course page. For example, yes, mine says Coursera Learn Technical. Yeah, that's literally where I'm at. What the fuck? Or whatever specific course. On the course page, scroll down a bit until you see a blue enroll for free. Brother, there's no enroll for free button. What does in ChatGPT get? I'm on that page. There is no enroll for free button. Now I'm fighting with ChatGPT and shit. The professional certificate page. So they want me to go specifically to this page. Okay, whatever. I'll click your link if it makes you happy. So mine says, let me see. Mine says go to course. Exactly, that I'm already enrolled. So to switch into the free audit, go to coursera.org, go to my courses, find the Google IT support, click the 3 dots. What are they? This is scary. What do they want me to click? So I'm already enrolled. Yes, I agree. Fine. So they want me to go to the Coursera dashboard. Find the Google IT support course. Okay, technical support course. I see it right here. Click the 3 dots next to it. Select leave course. Wait, hold on. Because if I leave the course, then hold on. If I leave the course, does module 1 disappear? That's what I'm saying. So what the fuck are they talking about? Why are they trying to make me do some weird shit? I want to keep my courses knowledge. Stay enrolled, don't start free trials. Coursera is just showing the start free trial message for module 2, but still lets you open and rewatch module 1. You can ignore the trial button, don't click it, keep the course in your dashboard in module 1 progress. You simply don't have to. Copy or save notes. Add audit versions separately. You can enroll in the audit version of the same course without leaving your current one. Yes, what I'm saying. Why are they making that so weird? Maybe they're not understanding. I clicked the link. It sent me nowhere. I'm gonna start fighting with ChatGPT, bro. Under the button, look carefully for audit the course or audit only, no certificate. What are they talking about? Oh wait, am I not even on the right? I'm on technical support fundamentals. Am I not doing the right one? Oh wow, I don't even think I was on the right certification this whole time. How the hell did I even get on this one? That must have been the link that ChatGPT gave me, and it's clear that I can't accept things from ChatGPT. I'm realizing they're teaching me technical support fundamentals. This isn't even the Google IT support one. Am I tripping? Hold on. They need to send me the link. Send me the link to the Google IT support that gives a discount on the CompTIA A+. Unless they just have something else that's named that, which is strange. Wow. Okay, so now we're gonna go here. This is talking about get started on Coursera IT support. Wow, so this whole time I was literally on the wrong I was literally on the wrong course. I mean, I did learn the beginning stuff. But hold on. So how the hell did I even get that get that confused? Oh no, because it starts with technical support fundamentals. Okay. Never mind. So wait, then that's I don't even know at this point. This is starting to like throw me for a loop. Because apparently I'm not enrolled in it, but I'm enrolled in the other one, but the other one is a part of this one. What are we talking about? Alright, whatever. Let me just so I'm in the right one. Never mind, I'm in the right one, but now they're confusing me because it's saying enroll for free button. Under the button, look carefully for audit the course. There's nothing talking about audit the course. Like my computer, I mean ChatGPT is starting to piss me off, and people think AI is going to be taking over, and they can't even understand what the hell I am saying right now. Like I'm going to lose my mind trying to explain to him what is going on. Oh, he's starting to piss me off. So that's the correct program. Enroll in the IT support professional certification. Complete all the courses. What are we talking? It's like he's forgetting everything that we're trying to do. I want to audit the course. ChatGPT, please, man. I'm trying to study. I am trying to study. Scroll down to the individual courses. Click on one of the courses titles, for example. On that course page, scroll past the free trial button, and you see a small link that says audit the course. I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, whatever. Let's try and do what they're saying. Let's click one of these courses. We're gonna click the course details. It's saying underneath the button there should be audit the course. There's no button that says audit the course. They must have got rid of that. And then ChatGPT is just being mental and doesn't know how to tell me. I see no button that says audit the course. All of it is... If you don't see the audit button, Coursera sometimes hides it on professional certificate pages. Try opening the direct link. I keep trying to open this link. I don't even know what the hell is going on. How did Coursera just throw me for a damn loop? I might have to just start studying for something else. Yeah, I might have to do something else for this live stream because I can't even go here, click on one of the course titles, technical supports on that page, scroll past to start free trial. Sometimes it's hidden under more options. I'm very confident that it's not on this screen. I'm very, very confident under more options. I don't even see a more options section. This must have been something that is like gone. Are you sure it's still there in 11/3/2025? I don't know. Maybe they have the wrong date. It says the it's still open. What? Coursera's support article does state that the auditing is possible. When you audit a course, you'll be able to see most of the course material. What are they talking? Then they either really hit this button, and then they keep saying the same dumb shit that's starting to piss me off because it's like, brother, I'm not on the main screen. Look at what I'm sending you. This is why ChatGPT gets me all kinds of messed up. It's like, if we're gonna make AI, could we please make these motherfuckers smarter? Like, this is I'm so sorry, y'all. If y'all are new here, man, I should be studying IT support, but right now I'm having trouble with trying to set up this damn page. So it's kind of annoying. And so it's gonna be a little bit harder for me to study, but trust me, I just took a quiz before this, so I guess I'm not too upset if I don't get no studying in, because I did take a quiz and I did pass the quiz and everything went well. I did it on like the last live stream, but then they kicked me out of that live stream. So at this point, it's like, since I already did the quiz, I guess I'm like happy, but I'm also really annoyed because they're trying to teach me something that or not teach me something, they're trying to show me how to, I guess, like audit the course so that I wouldn't have to necessarily pay for it. Just because like paying for this for the month is $50 a month, and I'm like, I don't even think I could put in that much time to where I'll probably be doing this for 3 months. They're gonna take $150 from me? Hell no. I'll only pay that $50 a month unless I know I'm gonna finish it in that month. Crazy. So look for a small link that says audit the course or audit this course, sometimes light gray or small under the text enroll. If you don't see it, click enroll for free first, then it should say it there. Okay, so how about they say this with their chest? Preview the course. They only do wait, hold on. They only do a preview the course, and then they only give you module 1. But then when it comes to module 2, it's like you gotta do the same thing. Okay, so let me see. It lets you audit the course for module 1, but not the rest of the modules. That's corny. They really want your money. Auditing lets you do this. What you cannot or may not access when auditing is graded assignments. But I want to do module 2. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's the point. So there's a way you can work around it, but they just won't tell me. This is why I hate AI. Coursera now locks later modules like module 2 and beyond. They still let you preview module 1 so you can test the course before committing. So here are your choices depending on what you want to do. Use a 7-day free trial strategically. You can start the free trial, finish module 2 and even module 3 if you're quick, then cancel before the weekends. You won't be charged if you cancel in time. You keep all the progress. Just set a reminder on your phone to cancel 1 day before. If you're planning ahead, you could probably do 2 to 3 modules within free easily. Okay, yeah, but I can't do that. Coursera still offers financial aid. What the fuck? So you're telling me I gotta for real enroll into this? Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to find like a new study website at that point, because that's crazy. I'm not doing no $50 a month knowing damn well it's gonna take way longer than that. Like, what? Well, that just pissed me off, because I really wanted to study today. Let me see if I can find, I guess, something else that I can end up just studying on. Or maybe let me just F it. I think I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna do what I didn't want to do. But I'm probably just gonna have to change this live stream up, and we're gonna have to end up studying for coding. I could probably do that. Probably turn this live stream into me coding. I don't know, man. This kind of just threw my whole mood off. Really, to the point where like I don't even think I want to code for real. But whatever. I guess we could just end up doing this, y'all. My bad. Let me go and just switch the title real quick for my live stream. But at least we still ended up getting the quiz done. I'm just gonna have to figure out now where the hell am I gonna study for this IT support stuff. So I'm not too sure about that. But let me go and switch this title, because I don't wanna leave y'all here with just like what, 30 minutes of me studying something. Like I barely even got to study. I only got to just take a quiz. Like, that's so corny. Let me just go and switch this title real quick. I don't even care if it says IT professional. I'm probably gonna have to switch this to, says what you up to. I'm currently, I honestly at this point I don't even know, because I really wanted to do this like Coursera Google IT support thing, but I thought you were able to like audit all the modules, and I guess not. So now I'm kind of stuck between, should I just find somewhere else to study this for now? That's how, you know what, yeah, because I don't want to do coding. I really don't want to do coding right now. Like, that just was not a part of the plan. So let me go in here. Let me look at the modules, and then I'll probably see if I could find somewhere else that could teach me about hardware content, which I guess could make this a little bit better, just in the sense of, let me ask ChatGPT, do they know anywhere else? Real quick. Let me jump back to this screen. Do they know anywhere else where I could learn the hardware section? So give me something for free where I can learn the hardware stuff. This really just threw me off. Like, this just pissed me off in my whole entire day. He said, what do you mean audit the court? Like, see what the modules are? Yes, but I found out that I guess you can only audit the first module, which I didn't know about. I thought you can audit the whole set of modules. So that's kind of annoying, but I guess in the end that is all fine. I just need to see if I can find like another website where I can end up learning what I'm specifically trying to get into, because I don't mind paying for it, but it's just like, I know I want to wait until like I know I can be consistent on it and do like a lot in a day, because then having to do $50 a month is crazy if it's going to take me like 6 months. So I want to make sure that I could plan it before really paying, like getting into that. Let me see. So start with CompTIA's free IT guide for structured learning. I just want to learn about hardware. Why are they making this difficult? No, like hardware. I need to find a good website that teaches about computer hardware in a basic form. It says teaches the inside of computer, building computers, upgrading, troubleshooting. Okay, so maybe that's good. This one says written like an encyclopedia. Says, but super easy to browse and understand. I might do this one actually. And what's good too is I could probably show y'all the screen as well as I learn this. So give me a second just to look over this. And then hopefully we can probably get into all of this computer hardware. Well, honestly, since they didn't even send me directly to it, that gets a little bit confusing. Yeah, maybe let's not do that website. Open this link. That can't even be reached. ChatGPT is starting to like irk me. Straight up. ChatGPT is starting to irk me. So computer hardware for beginners. That's probably the best thing for me to just look up. F ChatGPT, I'm gonna find the damn website myself. So this is basic computer hardware stuff. Perfect. Learn the essentials. Oh wait. So this is a free course on Cisco. But is it going to be the same thing where they're going to let me do part of the free course and then have to pay later? Like, it says get started with self-paced. It is free. They do have a module 1 and a module 2. I'm a little scared of those. Do they have assignments? How is Cisco's? Let's get started. Y'all can't see my screen, right? Okay, perfect. Let me see if I can do this, because this is a good course. Because the problem is I just want to get like a good course that could teach me about hardware. Alright, they don't even want to take my Gmail, so F it. Oh, they want me to like make an account, but that already felt like too much. Let's you visually build a PC, select each part. Oh, they have a game about building a PC? I must break this damn laptop. We don't even got to talk about what is happening right now. Hardware computer for beginners. Let's just go back to what I started with, and let's just click something else. This is a big website talking about it, but I don't know how deep that gets into it. So there's just no courses unless it's a YouTube video online. I don't need computer basics. I need the hardware of a computer, specifically. General overview. Maybe this isn't bad. It says examples of computer hardware, but they don't really give pictures of anything. But maybe this wouldn't be bad to study in. Just to give y'all something of me studying, because I don't know why, like, everything is just going to crap. But here we go. So I found this website. Seems to be a blog where I guess the blog is going to teach. I want this to get off my damn screen. Okay. Is going to teach a little bit about computer hardware. It has the graphics card, PC case, the main board or the motherboard, power supply, the RAM, HDD. My thing is, oh, the CPU's here, the CPU cooler. And I guess the point is that you can end up learning all of this and basically build an actual computer once you get to that point. Now, let's start here. So it's going to give me information about the motherboard, which of course this information is going to be needed. I just wish it was more in like a course-like manner. I'm kind of upset right now, having to like kind of figure out where else to go and like where else to learn things. I could probably learn a lot of it on Allison. That might have to be the wave. Actually, do they have Allison on here? Free online learning. And then what if I looked up computer, like hardware specifically? Introduction to computer hardware and software. How to build your own computer, maintenance. I don't really know which one I would want to start. The basics of computer networking. I can't wait to get into that. Because the thing is this is hardware and software, and so I don't want to start learning something I don't need to learn yet. I just want to focus on hardware. This is how to build your own computer. Maybe I'll learn this one. Let's start on this, and this is free. So let me go and log in real quick, and hopefully I won't get in trouble for showing the screen on this because it's all free. So let me sign up. I think, oh wait, no, actually I think I have an account. And then let me see if this works. Maybe Allison is the wave, because Allison has some free courses on there, so that might have to be the wave. Am I signed in? Is it 03? No, I think it's this. Yeah, I might have to see what account I signed in on with my phone. I might have to see. Or just F it. Let me just do a new account with this account, I guess. gmail.com. It is kind of annoying, y'all. If I knew that this was going to be an issue, I probably would have done this a little bit later. So this email's already been taken, but they won't let me log in. What the hell? Bruh, I'm about to like flip. Why is everything going so wrong right now? Everything's just going so wrong right now. Like, I'm so pissed. It's just unbelievable. And then it's supposed to send me a link. Bruh, I'm going to lose my mind. Are you serious? I'm gonna try and calm down because this is like unheard of right now. Okay, so do this. Stop. Because now everything is starting to piss me off to my core. I've been on live for almost an hour already and I haven't even been able to do nothing. I'm pissed. I'm thoroughly pissed. Let's see how that goes. See if that works. Come on, come on, come on. Social anxiety, what the hell? Oh, because that was what I was studying for fun. How do I get out of this course? So my dashboard. Alright, here we go, here we go. So I want to go and do computer hardware. That's the best thing for me to do here. And finally, y'all, we're going to get to it, hopefully. So they have the basic, the best computer hardware thing. So they have a CompTIA A plus and CompTIA, CompTIA A plus and 2. So I guess like help you teach you that, which is pretty nice. That's why I like this website. So they have computer maintenance and PC building. I think the thing that just to teach me more about, I guess, hardware, I'm considering probably doing how to build your own PC. They do have an introduction to hardware and software, but I just don't think that's gonna be what I need. So let me just do how to build your own PC. Yeah, I should have just went immediately with that. Where is it at? Yeah, let's just start learning this. So I'm gonna go switch the screen. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this because technically it's a free website. So why can't I show y'all what it looks like? So here is the learning outcomes. It says, so categorize your computers into different types of exploring, their main characteristics, describe computer viruses, and including the methods for preventing their attacks on personal computers. Did I switch the screen? Oh, yeah, I did. Outline reasons and benefits of building a computer. Recall step-by-step procedures of assembling the computer, which I think would be pretty nice. Outline the procedures for installing the computer, the operating systems, and software on a personal computer, and recognize the best approach. So let's end up getting into this. Let's go to the next. With about this is like most of it is a video, so we're probably going to play the video, but just not with any sound. We just want to end up getting the information that comes from it. So introduction to building a computer and PC. Let's kind of just pause it right here and get the information that we need. Hopefully, like I said, this doesn't end up flagging anything. So we got to get into the hardware, which I'm planning on starting in a new page here. And this isn't going to be too bad. I think this might actually be able to teach me hardware and building a computer very well compared to the other one. I just really wanted to get that IT support thing just to get a discount on, and then be able to get like my first certification there, but that's just going to be too much money to have to pay for on like month by month. Like I just don't think it's worth it. So it says you will learn the basics of a computer and you'll also understand the reasons for building a computer. So I guess we're going to get into things of like what is a computer, which we kind of already went through that, so we can skip that. Types of computers, we could skip that. Characteristics of computer viruses, laptop and other devices, reasons for building a computer. So probably I'm going to have to go to different parts because we already know a good amount of this. What is a computer? Types of computers, yes, we already got that. What exactly do they mean by characteristics? So speed, accuracy, computer viruses. A virus is a very small malicious software that hides in real programs. Does that have anything to do with building a computer though? The virus runs through... Yeah, no, I don't think so. We're probably going to skip that with computer viruses. Trojan horse is a program for a computer. The software claims to do one thing. When you run it, it does harm instead. Trojan horses do not have a way of replicating themselves automatically. A worm is a tiny piece of software that replicates itself using networks. So I feel like I might need to learn this like in the future, but I don't think I'll need to learn about this now. Laptops and other devices, it can easily be carried into places. Okay, so this is just talking about devices, so we can kind of skip this part. Let's go to next. So a computer is... Oh, they're gonna ask me a question. Thanks. Like if I knew, maybe I would have paid attention. That is operated... A computer is a blank system that is operated by commands stored in memory. I don't remember. I don't know. What the hell? I was just sitting here trying to get to the next course. I don't want to answer this. A computer is a blank system. Oh, it's probably operating system. If it's not operating, then I don't know. Refer to the video. Wait, no, please let me just go to the next one. I don't want to read this. Okay. Perfect. I was going to say, bro, they tried to play me. Because technically, we already got all that information. I'm trying to get into the hardware. Alright, perfect. Yes, here we go. We're going to learn how to build a computer, y'all. We already took the quiz a little bit earlier, but we got to go and learn how to build this computer. So let me go and take all of this down here. I also want to be able to do this, so real quick. And then I'm going to change this title to "and building a computer." That should be nice. Save that. Let's go back here. So, oh, the video started playing. Hold on. I just want to make sure that we get all this information here. So it starts with a case. Oh my goodness, y'all. I cannot wait to like eventually build a computer from scratch. I do plan on, or not necessarily building a computer from scratch, but I do plan on buying like an older computer and then breaking it apart on live and then kind of trying to see if I could put it back together, or maybe for the first live stream, see if I can like name what each like part is. You know what I mean? I think that would be super cool if I can end up doing that. Just kind of open it up, name each thing. We're finally getting into the hardware on day 7. My bad for all the technical difficulties in the beginning, but we're here. All right, let's go. We got the processor, we got RAM. For some reason, I know what the motherboard looks like, which I think is probably the obvious one. I think I know what a graphics card looks like, hopefully. Not too positive. I know what RAM looks like. But other than that, I don't. Oh, and then obviously the case. That's easy. If we can count that, that's easy. I don't know what the CPU looks like. I feel like I could probably point out the hard drive, but I can't tell you exactly. The optical drive, no. And then the CPU cooler, I don't know if they're talking about like the fan or if they're literally just talking about the CPU. Not too positive, but I guess eventually we're gonna get there, and hopefully this course can teach us on how to build a computer. So I'm assuming these are all the main components or topics that will be covered. So let's fast forward this. Here is the case, of course. This is what that looks like. The computer's case is on the exterior, which I honestly don't think I should take notes for this, but I'm also that type of person that just loves to take notes for everything. Just in case, because what if I get asked this question and it's like I can tell you it in person with my eyes, but what if I can't really see it because I need to get used to seeing it on screen? But I think this would be pretty easy. So we got the exterior, and it's essential to match the case to the components that will be placed inside. Okay, okay. Yeah, because I'm just assuming if you put it in a way that it's not supposed to be placed in, it could probably either really just break stuff or it just wouldn't work. Depending. We'll have to see the more that we continue to learn moving forward. By the way, if y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I should be hopping on live every single day to go and learn a bit of IT support, which would be super damn cool. This is placed inside, so that's nice. Now, it says most importantly, match the case to the motherboard in terms of its size. Oh, okay. So that's something. That's something. So match the case. No, yes, but it's gonna be super fun, man, because I really want to, because I think you could find like broken laptops or very cheap resold, like resellable laptops for about like 100 or 200. Obviously, the goal isn't for me to use it, or not laptops, sorry, desktops or computers. The goal is for me to just break it apart, kind of, not literal, but just see what each part is, understand it a little bit more, and then see if I can put it back together, even if it makes the computer work or not, because it probably won't work, because if they're selling it like it's broken, then the case, it probably just means that it's not working. Now it says you can find the size of the motherboard in the stats for that device. Oh, all right, so this is good information. So find the size of the motherboard in the stats for that device. Wow. This is actually super cool. And this is like the whole thing that I was waiting for, is just a breakdown of a computer. I think that's super dope. I wonder if they have on this website, do they have the breakdown for like phones and stuff like that? Because I also wanted to start with phones as well, because since phones are so smaller, I really wanted to learn how to change those things and do all of that. But that's probably like a whole different type of field, low key. And then also doing computers, you can kind of get paid good. Like if I learned how to make a computer, and I could probably sit there and charge people Obviously, I would have to probably buy all the pieces my damn self, but then I would have to charge them like, yo, I can make you this computer for this amount of money. You know how much people like would pay for that? If there was someone in my area that would pay for that, bruh, I would literally pay them and have them make me a computer. But, there's not enough people that decide to take that into consideration that people would want that. There's actually this person in my area that used to do this back when I was younger, but they used to mod I think like DS's mod, PS4's mod this, and they would do it for a nice little price, which was super cool. But nowadays, that's not the case. But it's not because it just really costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of time. So even if someone doesn't really pay you anyway, it's like you put in so much time to make the damn computer. But you probably shouldn't buy no parts until, they really just send you the money. But this is like a good little income source here. That's why I'm trying to learn, just as many things as I could learn, man, because with IT support, eventually I want to get into computer networking, which I think is really like a kind of like a permanent slash stable job because if you really think about it, even if let's say we get into the AI talk, let's say even if AI or robots or whatever, technically AI ends up coming into the picture and they start doing the job for people, at the end of the day, all of that is going to have to still be ran on a network. So I think the major jobs that are going to like pop and really grow when AI or, robots end up showing up in this world, I would say would be people, yeah, people who are controlling the networks, but then also too the people who create these stuff. So the engineers, the minds behind it. So it's like if you really want to make sure that you're, skating and you're doing good with like these new technologies coming in, make sure that you are the one running it, if that makes sense, or at least keeping it on the system. So we got the case. So now they're getting a little bit into more detail about the case here. So it's saying other considerations is the efficiency of the internal cooling, which I'm assuming is the fan that you throw in there. And airflow. Oh yes, number of fans. How noisy is it? This often is the downside of having a lot of fans. Yeah, I never really understood that. I knew it was for cooling, but that's pretty good. So we got to make sure we write down these considerations. So we got the efficiency of the internal cooling. I cannot wait, man, to really like buy like a little desktop and break it apart with y'all on live. I think that would just be super cool. Definitely continue tuning in if you are new here because at some point that live stream would definitely be coming out. And I should be going live every single day to learn a bit more of this IT support. So that would be super dope. So we got number of fans. Let's try that out. For number of fans. Real quick. Damn, my Wi-Fi is still down. Then we gotta do... Oh wait, no it's not. Let me see if it works. Then we gotta do how noisy is it, and I guess the more fans that you have, the more noisy it is. But I'm wondering, because I know some people who have desktops who throw in like 2 fans in there. Is it possible to put in more, or are you only able to do 2? But it's saying, the fact that it's saying number of fans, it's making me think you could put a good amount in there, depending on what you want. So this is a little bit more about the cases. Oh, they have a whole transcript here. I mean, technically they don't need it because they have it all written on the screen. What is picture in picture? Oops, never mind. Let's bring that back. We don't gotta do that. So we got the case, and we're going in the number of drive bays. Today, all computer boxes have at least 2 drive bays. One for the hard drive and another for an optical drive. So if you want more than this, you need to get a box with more than 2 drive bays. Ooh, I like that, man. They're doing pretty good with like teaching it for a free course. I wonder who makes these courses. Maybe it's random people. So we gotta do the number of drive bays here. So today all computer boxes have at least 2. So then you would just need to find one that has extra. Okay. So all have at least 2. And then you gotta do one for the hard drive. Do they kind of have it like circled? Because I'm confused. So, because I thought maybe the drive bays were like this, but then they kind of have it like red here. So are these the drive bays or are these the drive bays? I'm not too sure. They're not really pointing at it, I think, unless I'm just completely tripping where it's at. So you got the hard drive and another for an optical drive. And then the other. So if y'all are either a computer tech or you probably don't even have to be, just someone who made a damn computer. Which one is the drive bay? Is it here or is it talking about here? Cause that shit don't look like no drive bay. How the hell are you gonna put unless cause is the hard drive and the optical drive a wire? Like I feel like it would have to be up here. But who knows? So then now we gotta get into the number of ports. Oh, that's why it's circling this, because I think it's talking about the USB ports. And yeah. Headphones, microphones, so that's probably why. So the big drives are probably up here. Who knows? So now we got the number of ports. Let me go and write that down. This is important. So I'm wondering, like, the more that you have in there, does it run more faster, or does it just come down to how expensive it is? Or I guess the quality of it, but it's going to be more expensive, of course. Those would be some questions that I would have that I could postpone, or somebody can end up answering in the chat if y'all know the answer. So we got built-in connections for USB access. Perfection, speakers, headphones, and microphones. Okay. Microphones, and they have firewire. What the hell? What the hell is a firewire? Is that important, or is this just something random? It says all boxes have at least a few of these in the front. Okay. My grandfather actually has like a desktop like this, so I wonder if one day should I ever see if I can upgrade it when I get good at, doing this, of course. That would be super dope if I could do that. And then see if he'll pay me. No, I'm just playing. I'm just trying to put pay on like literally everything. Alright, last but not least, it says there's much wiring inside a computer, and if it's not organized or positioned well, you can block the airflow and risk your computer overheating. Oh, I would have never known that. So this is really good for like whoever created this course, man. Y'all are super goated because this is really good. So the wiring has to be set. I wonder, could they get anything wrong in here? Because it's like a free website. Like, can I make a course on here? Or do you really is this just like actual people who've done this? And if it's not organized, so if not organized or positioned well, I think the only downside to this is that I don't think it has like quizzes or assignments. I think it's just like videos that teach you in a way. And what they really are doing is just reading to you what's on the screen, so you don't even have to hear it. It's just going to say what is on the screen anyway. So I guess that would be the only downside, but that's not too bad comparing. Like, we'll have to see. This is going to be my first time really taking like a course on here. And I feel like what I should do after I finish this course is just take like a little quiz and see if I'm actually learning. So computer overheating. Some cases have holes built into them for routing cables, while others leave it up to you to handle everything with twist ties and such. Oh, so that's pretty cool. I wonder, have holes built into them for routing cables. So if I were to buy one, I would probably make sure that it just has holes in it for these cables, because I don't think I'm gonna wanna have to do nothing crazy. So let me write that at the end. Some cases have holes for the routing wires. I honestly, normally looking at people's setups, you don't really see the wires, I feel like, or maybe I'm just not paying attention. It says other than that, you would have to do with twist ties. But maybe I'm not paying attention. But I feel like I never noticed that there was even wires inside of people's desktops. So that's crazy. Like I know there are wires, but I feel like I never saw it. So they probably had holes in there. So I'm sure more people probably try to choose to find that. You said, "Oh, that's a cute case." Hey. Oh, you're talking about this. You're talking about this. No, yes, definitely. Let's fast forward. So now we got the power supply here. Oh, I thought this was just the fan. Is this not just the fan? The power supply along with the cooling fans is a major contributor. So the power supply isn't just the fans, it's a power supply and then I guess the fans happen to be with it. I don't know. It could be this or it could be something else. I mean, this would be a terrible picture if this isn't the power supply. So I'm assuming it's the power supply, maybe just saying here along with the cooling fan is a major contributor, so maybe you put it together. So wires are always hidden down the back panel. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't know what they're. Oh, because I guess as you can see here, this is where the wires are. I'm assuming it's not. I think they had to do that. I don't think that was built into the desktop. You said no. The PSU comes with its own fan. Oh, okay, okay. So then that's good to know. That is good to know. Cause I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't know if this is the fan or if that is the power supply. So let's get into this information about this power supply. Let's get into this. Yeah, I was gonna say because I think there was only like a few things. I'm gonna try and see because I know what the motherboard is. I feel like I know what the processor is, but I'm gonna just wait on that one. I know what the RAM is. I know what the graphics card is. I feel like I get the hard drive and then the CPU cooler. No, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Everything else, and then obviously I know what the case is. Everything else, when it comes down to the power supply, the processor, and the optical drive and CPU cooler, I don't know what the hell that looks like. But now I'm finally learning, and I think it would be super nice if I could like download these pictures or try to get a picture somewhere so I can kind of make it up in like my own head or for like my own website. I mean, my own documentation of this by trying to get like images to try and get my brain to like understand it. But when I finally buy like a desktop for cheap and then break it open and see if I could find, to be like, like I built, well, you wouldn't say that you built your own computer because technically you took apart a computer. So I would say I took apart a computer, I learned it like front, back, and center, trying to figure out what everything was, and then I put it back together and into completion. Obviously, there's a better way to say that, but I think that would be super cool. He says, so fans are connected externally to the case to draw air and so unhave like a high cold pressure gradient over the components. PC part picker is a great Wii site to play on. Okay, that's nice. Does it like help you build computers? Like, is it like a game? Because I seen a website that they're trying to show me like this game where you can kind of put the PC together. If it's like that, I think that would be pretty. I think that would be pretty sick. So cut corners on. Let me know if it's like a game, because I definitely would go check that out. Probably literally right now. So we gotta get this definition though real quick of this power supply. See what this is doing. Is one of the most common elements of a computer system to fail, although not quite as common as the hard drive. What? The power supply is one of the most common elements of a computer system to fail. What is that even saying? Is it trying to say that like it will fail quicker? Is this where I'm gonna have most of my hardware repairs be? Is on my power supply? Is that what it's trying to say? I believe so. That might be what it's trying to get at. Of a computer system to fail. You said it's like shopping for components, but it shows you all the components for each part of a PC build. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'll probably definitely have to check that out. I thought it was like a game because they sent me ChatGPT sent me like this link to this game where I guess you just put the computer together, but it also teaches like what each part is. But I mean, I probably could check out that site, but I mean, as of right now, this site is literally teaching. I mean, maybe I could check that site out if I want to see more common things, because I think as of right now, these are like old school, right? This probably isn't what. Mm, maybe the power supply does look like that now, but I feel like I seen a definitely a more advanced power supply before, because now I feel like I'm starting to remember what they look like. So it's a hard drive. You said no, the PCU has a very long lifespan. If you're looking for a PCU, look for an 80 plus rated one or a gold rated one because they test on lifespan over thousands of hours. Oh, so then I wonder why it's saying here that it says the power supply is one of the most common elements of a computer system to fail, although not as common as the hard drive. The best thing to do is to choose a top brand and consider your power supply's defining feature. So maybe it's saying if you choose like the wrong brand, it could make your PC fail. Cause now it's saying to choose the best brand for it. So best brand for the power supply. That's super dope. Defining features, and it says you're not skimping on the power supply, so replacing it when you upgrade is not an ideal way to go. You're not skimping on the power supply, so replacing it when you upgrade is not an ideal way to go. The power supply, along with the cooling fans, is a major contributor to the noise your machine generates. So check which power supplies are reported as noisier and which ones are quieter. Oh, okay, that's super cool. So I'm definitely got to make sure I keep a note of that one as well. You said, to be honest, it would put it into perspective. When the power at the wall surges, then you can blow the PCE if you don't have surge protectors. Oh, okay. Okay. You're giving me a lot of knowledge that I don't think they got to teaching me yet. I'm getting hella knowledge right now. I'm getting hella game. So we got the power supply here, along with the cooling fans is the major contributor to noise. So we gotta end up taking that down. Cooling fan. So major contributor to noise. So I guess just call and see if that noise is too much. So perfect. We're gonna keep that going. Your machine generates. Alrighty, let's go on to the next. I guess they still have some more stuff coming to the power supply. So your power supply does take AC electricity from your wall socket and convert it into a form your computer can use. I feel like that's what you just kind of told me. Yeah, you said power at the wall surges, then you could blow the PCE. That's so funny. It's like you're telling me like right before they tell me. That's so funny. So the amount of power, say 800 W1s, are the power budget for your build. Just need to know how much power components will need and give yourself some wiggle room with the watts. Hey, that's what's up. That is what's up. So definitely, yeah. So I see there's gonna be a lot of information that I'm gonna have to need if I ever wanted to really build one from scratch. But that's why in my head I'm like, I'd rather just take one apart. I'd rather just buy one, take one apart, put it back together, and then probably keep doing that or doing different ones, and then try to make my own one day. I think that would be super lit. So we got AC electricity from your wall socket and convert it into a form your computer can use. So from your wall socket and convert it. And I'm sure there's also probably YouTube videos that have like a better way of like showing how to build it. So that's why for me, I'm not too upset with the Google IT support thing acting up right now, just because the only reason why I wanted to take it was because for one, it's a certification, but then two, it gives you a bit of a discount to CompTIA A+, but I'm like gonna have to spend more money on the Google support. That it ain't even worth it at that point. So computer can use. When that happens, you'll always lose some power. Okay. And I think that's what you were just talking about when you said that it blows. So when that happens, you will always lose some power. Bammers. And then last but not least, we got no power supply. By the way, if y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Come join me on this journey. I should be going live every single day to be trying to learn this IT, I guess like IT support or the basics of a computer, just so that I could eventually take this CompTIA A+, but of course I don't have enough information on the basics of a computer, which is why we are on like day 7. So I'm trying to learn the basics of a computer right now, and then eventually we're going to get more into the deeper stuff, and the goal is to try and become a network engineer, and I will be documenting the entire journey. So definitely stick with me, keep watching, and hit that subscribe button. So lastly, we put you always lose some power. Perfect. Well, I mean, I guess that's not a good thing. You said they all follow the same pattern, and that's the trick with this game. It's all patterns. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to know. So we got no power supply has 100% efficiency and none ever will because that's physically impossible. Some are more sufficient than others. Most more efficient power supplies tend to be quieter for a given wattage and of course cost less in electricity to run. So that's what you were just talking about. One of them was like 80 or 800 watts. Okay, so that's what you were just getting at too. That's funny. So it's saying power supplies. No power supplies has 100% efficiency. So then that helps me obviously not freak out about finding the right power supply because you can't really get one that is perfect, but you could try to get one damn near, is what it kind of seems like, but it's just impossible to get one that is 100% going to be efficient. So I guess that could have been more or less common sense, but they felt the need to say it, so maybe it's something that people don't really end up knowing about. So we can do impossible. So some are more efficient than others. More efficient power supplies tend to be quieter. So okay, we can go with that. Some are more efficient than others. I'm gonna make my own and sell it. And I'm just playing. Mine's would probably be the slowest. Mine wouldn't even work. I'll be like, yep, $80 or thousands. F that. Like thousands of dollars. Mine wouldn't even work. Some more efficient power supplies tend to be quieter. Some more efficient ones are quieter. So I guess that would probably be my way of understanding. And then like the first power supply I buy is just loud as hell. I'm like, oops, that's my problem. Of course, costs less in electricity. And okay, so that's good. So that's good. Cost less in electricity. That's perfectly fine. Now we can get on to the next part of this. You said also, you need to check the types of pins the power supply gives you because GPUs have different power connectors, etc. So the pins are important. You ideally are looking for 8 pin or 4+4. That would let you run most GPUs. Okay. Oh, did they just give me more? Oh no, it says continue. So we're still going on about the power supplies here. I guess here's where they're showing me what the hell they be doing with the wiring. Cause I'm like, I've never seen the wiring inside of like the desktop. I've literally never seen that before. So they must have just been tossing that. They've been tossing that in the back. So next we need to get into your power supply does take AC electricity from your wall sockets. I already read that. Now we're getting into actually I don't even know what else this is. I'm probably talking about the cables. It says you need to connect your power supply to all the pieces and parts of your computer that make use of the power. This takes cables, and so all power supplies have cables attached to them. You want long ones that can reach your devices where they are located in your case. Understood? Understandable. So yeah, this is more about the wiring aspects of things. And I guess this is how you would connect everything together. Or how you would connect your power supply to all the pieces and part. Okay, yeah, so basically how you connect everything to the power supply, which now is making sense about why it's called the power supply. Honestly, I for some reason I was thinking like the battery. I'm like, so what? This is just what keeps it on. But I'm assuming that would just be called the battery. But also as well, actually probably be called the battery inside of a piece like a laptop. Maybe this is exactly what it is, that it probably does keep the computer on still, but also it keeps everything running. So yeah, because technically if the power supply was turned off, everything would stop running, I'm assuming. So that would mean that it's kind of like it's going to turn it off. So make use of the power, but it's also what literally connects everything together. That's insane. Literally insane. I didn't even know that there was I knew that there was a lot of wiring, but I wonder exactly where do these wirings connect? Like I know it goes straight to the power supply, but then where else are they going? Like are they going into these other parts? Or is it like attaching into other things? But I guess we'll end up learning that a little bit later. It says this takes cable, and so all power supplies have cables attached to them. Okay, so let me just do this. All power supplies, because sometimes they be writing stuff that you do not need to write everything at all. So have cables attached to them. And you want long ones, so I'll say long ones. So it could reach. This is actually really good at teaching about what's going on with these computers. I just hope that they end up showing like better pictures though. Like these pictures are nice, but it would be nice. I probably could find like a video on YouTube though where people actually show the exact spot almost like on any type of device. I did find this YouTube channel that would do that with phones. That was pretty lit. So that's some poor consumer advice. It says P sus have came a long way. Our power supplies is probably what you're talking about, and are generally quite around 20 dB and pretty damn efficient for watt. But that is more on the component side of things. So each motherboard does come with a small nickel dime battery, but that's just in there for the clock on the board. Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm like I think the battery for like a computer and the battery for a desktop is completely different. So we got this here. Now it's also a plus to have modular cables. So, do you think this course could be a little bit outdated? I mean, the only thing that it was really trying to say about the power supply is just saying that it wasn't 100% efficient. It wasn't trying to say that they are like the worst. I think it was just saying that you can't really find one that's like perfect, which is just, I think it's just obvious. That's obvious. You can't find one that's perfect. I mean, that's for everything. You can't really find anything that would be like 100% perfect. Or 100% like efficient. Like, of course, something's gonna eventually break at some point. I think that was just the point of what they were saying. So it says ones you need and not have your case cluttered up with these wires. So you can have modular cables so that you can include only the ones you need. Okay. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because all those wires there, I'm like, there's just no way that has to go into everything. So that is not all moduled. I mean, all moduled without. So that it's not all cluttered. And we got this with wires. My bad, I'm taking notes on my notebook. So now if this doesn't end up getting copyrighted, I'm probably going to continue with a little bit more of these courses, and I'm probably going to change this camera angle that I have normally up here and show my notebook so y'all can see me taking notes. But I just don't want to do it right now because that would have to be a hassle. It says just watch Linus Tech Tips That Prick. Oh, he made me say it. Has tons of self-build videos and does hardware deep drives. Okay, so that's not bad. So I'll definitely have to check out with him. So next we got power supplies. And then there's even more. There are many good power supply brands globally, including Kosar, Scenic, Zippy, Silex, I think I said that right, Hyper, and others. Look for reviews. Okay, note that many computer cases come with built-in power supplies, so here you have a judgment call because power supplies purchased separately tend to be a bit better than those built into the computer. Ooh, that's nice to know. I didn't know. Actually, I would have just assumed that if I bought a nice computer, my power supply was set. So they really just be trying to play with you. They want you to spend money. That's just straight up what that is. They want you to sit here and spend some dough. I don't really think I want to take a note on anything here except for the last part where it literally says note that. I'm taking that note right there. So many computer cases come with built-in power supplies. In power supply. I wonder if it looks different though. Like, am I tripping? I feel like the power supplies look a little bit different. But maybe it does look exactly like that and I'm just tripping. Here you have a judgment call. So it's better to probably purchase separately. To purchase a new one. And we're just going to leave that on period. If future Marzi doesn't understand that, that's future Marzi's problem. So now we're getting into the motherboard, which I love looking at the motherboard, but I also don't really know too much about the motherboard. I just know what it looks like. I finally been able to distinct what the motherboard is. Before, that used to be difficult, but now I got it. I remember like when I was younger, I remember my brother used to do stuff to his desktop or his motherboard, but I don't remember where the hell he got it from because I don't even think he had a computer. So I wonder, like, he might have just bought it separately and just started playing with it. But I remember all of that. That was crazy. The motherboard is like the downtown area of your machine. Oh, I'm like off camera. So I'll say the downtown area of your machine. Damn, I'm so upset because I meant to do a Bible study yesterday on live stream, but then it ended up just getting really late off of me doing so much of like errands. I had to go shopping, I had to go somewhere else in between that. And we finally got all that done. And by the time I got home, it was already 12. So I was like, oh, I don't want to do like a Bible study stream this late. People are sleeping. So next time, I think when I on Sundays, I'm gonna make sure I do the Bible study stream early at like 12 p.m. or something. I'm really upset that I missed that. Or whatever. I could probably do the Bible study stream on Wednesday and just kind of do that. I think that would be better. And then it can also give me a bit of a break of this IT support because I need to breathe. I've been studying like IT support, especially on these days off, for multiple hours on hours. Really just want to make sure I get a lot of information when it comes to these days off. So that connect everything. If you guys are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I should be studying every single day to try and get a little bit more information about IT so I can eventually become a network engineer. So right now we're getting into the basics of IT. I'm on day 7 and this is somebody who doesn't know anything about IT at all. So definitely keep tuning in. It will be super lit to grow with you. Or if you're just studying something random, you could definitely stick around. I'm gonna, have a lot of personality into this. Miss kind of like drained a little bit today because if y'all seen the first like 30 minutes of the stream, I was struggling trying to set everything up. So then that got me pissed off, and then my first half of my stream ended up turning off because of my internet. It was just a whole bunch of BS started happening. So here are the important things to consider when choosing a motherboard. Okay, so we got that. So this is sockets for processors and circuits. Okay, so that's why I probably don't know what a processor and a circuit looks like. Because it's in the motherboard. I just know what the motherboard is. So we got the socket type. The socket type determines what kind of processor you can use with your motherboard. Oh, and what, it just has a number no matter what? This is always what it looks like? Or is this more old school? Let me know. Let me know, y'all, if this is more old school or if is that really what it looks like. So let me go and write this down. We're gonna go socket type. Yeah, my pencil kind of got dull and I left my sharpener in the kitchen. Oh, perfect. This one's better. All right, we got socket type determines what kind of processor you can use. So then that's even more crazier. So you really got to like know exactly what works with your computer. That has to be annoying when trying to make a computer, but I guess, of course it makes sense. If I could build a computer from scratch one day, I literally would just jump wiggly. I literally would. I would be like, what? That is amazing. And just like I said, imagine being able to say that in an interview when trying to really get into, IT. Oh my goodness, that would be such a good thing to say. I mean, honestly, even if you didn't build the laptop, if you just know how to make one, it's like you can kind of just say like, "Oh, I built a laptop from scratch," even though you didn't really build one, but just because you know how. That might actually be good in itself as well. I think some people kind of miss that. I mean, it's definitely best to make sure that you actually do make it, but also too, we have to like we could sit there and just say like we know how to make it, but say you did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but that would be lying. But it's like technically you know how to make one, so why not say that you did it? So you gotta do. You're going to be buying. Okay. And then it says, and along with a few other things like RAM. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'm sure I've seen RAM get put into the motherboard before, so I'm like, what are we talking about? I was like, is RAM considered a processor? But no, so like RAMs and cards. Oh my neck hurts, bro. RAMs and cards determines what programs you can effectively run on your computer. Okay, so then that's good. Determines what you can effectively run on your computer. Then it's a good idea to pick the processor first and choose everything else to accommodate it or make full of use of the capabilities. Okay, that's good information. I love how they always say it at the end. And I'm just somebody where if you didn't say it in the beginning, I'm probably not going to catch on to what's going on. So it's like, okay, so now it's saying it would be a good idea to pick the processor first. So is the processor like the big square? Well, actually, it's probably zoomed in, so it's probably a tiny square. But technically, compared to everything else, it's probably big. Maybe. I mean, I know the RAM could be big too, but I just know what the RAM looks like. So it's a good idea to pick the processor first and choose everything else to accommodate it. Okay, that's nice. A date. The only thing I kind of don't like, and I get it too, because technically this is supposed to be teaching me about how to make the computer. So I feel like they're not really giving me the definition of what these things do. They're just kind of saying what it is a little bit, but then how it would. But I feel like for me, I'm probably gonna have to go back and get a little bit more of these definitions because the only thing I said about the processor is that it's the most critical piece of equipment you're going to be buying. But it's like, what is the processor? What is it actually doing? The same thing with the motherboard, same thing with the power. Well, technically, I think I could assume what the power supply is doing is probably keeping everything running, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what the processor is doing, at least so far. Maybe they get into that information later. You said Raisin range of processors are Boolean also. Oh, I have that actually. How did I not know that was my processor? I have it literally right here, like on my laptop. It says AMD Raisin or Ryzen, whatever, however you pronounce it. So hey, that means I got a good processor. Just figured that out. You said we are not on DDR5, which is just light speed, quick for I/O read writes. The CPU is where the logic gates and transistors of the PC, where it does all the system processes. Okay, but what about the processor in itself? What is that? So we got motherboard size. We're gonna get into that right now. Motherboards generally come in three sizes. Oh, so I guess now we're going back to the motherboard. So they took me to the processor to then pull me away. Now we're getting back into the motherboard here. So they come in three sizes. So motherboards. All right, so that's good to know too, because I was learning, like, I think I just heard this randomly from somewhere. Or it could have been you, honestly. I don't remember. Actually, no, I don't think it was you. I think it was somebody else. But they were saying something about, like, make sure you pick the right motherboard. I was like, I thought there was only one motherboard. What do you mean? So I'm assuming maybe the sizes is what they are talking about. By the way, if y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I will be hopping on live every single day to learn about IT, just so that one day I could land a network engineering role, which I think would be super cool. But I am a complete beginner, so right now I'm starting with the basics of a computer. But if y'all continue to rock with me, we can definitely get super far, and y'all will see my complete progress all the way up until getting into an IT support specialist or getting into a network engineering role. I have previous content where I documented my web dev journey from day one, and that ended up lasting up to 200 like days, 200 episodes. So that's super super lit, meaning, I have proof, y'all, that I will stay consistent because I've done it before with my web dev journey. And that journey is slowly coming to an end, which is why I'm currently bringing this in with my live streams. But eventually, I plan on IT support also being a part of my main YouTube video content. So don't be surprised if you hit that subscribe button and you see like a web dev video pop up as like a regular video. At some point, maybe next week or in 2 weeks, it should all be like pivoting, and then it will be completely IT support. But the goal for this YouTube channel though is to document my journey of learning things. And like when you see somebody at a certain position and you're like, damn, I wonder how they got there, right? The point of my channel is to show you exactly that. Now, currently, right now, I would be able to consider myself a web developer. And at some point, I'm going to have my first paying client, which I kind of already have, but I'm just waiting on executing on it. So you could even say that I'm a freelance web developer. So I finally got to where I wanted to be, and I documented the entire journey of me getting there. So this will definitely be the same thing when it comes to the IT support and getting into network engineering. So definitely stick around. I know it's tough when you see like a beginner number and you're like, they're probably not going to last that long. No, trust me, I will. I've done it before when it came to web dev, and I'm going to do it now. And we're just going to keep this pushing onto different topics as well. After we get to the network engineering role, I could probably switch this up and try to do something different and just, that will always be what this channel is. It's just my journey and documenting day zero all the way up until day whatever. So definitely hit that subscribe button. You said it allocates the processor itself is the brain of the system. It allocates processes and threads to applications to run. Oh, okay, I see that. So picking MBS is down to the socket shape of the CPU you're using. Intel changes their CPU sockets every 2 to 4 generations. Oh, okay, that's pretty dope. Great job, you're doing great. This game is all about perseverance. No, yes, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alright, so let's keep this pushing. So we got the motherboard, we got the external ports. This is the motherboard? I thought the motherboard, unless this is like the back side of the motherboard. What the hell? Am I tripping? That maybe I don't know what the hell the motherboard is. So let's get into the external ports here. And I guess this is just going to teach me about whatever the hell is on here. So your motherboard will have some ports for external connections. Some of these may be specific, like the USB, while others may accommodate different plugins. Oh my goodness. Like, this will be something new. If this right here, you said, right, bedtime, keep up the hustle. Hey, thank you so much, man. See you later, man. Says, while others may accommodate different plugin cards, you should have a good idea of how many ports you want to have given what you want in your computer to do. So as a general rule, the more the better. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I just would want a lot. Like, I hate the fact that even like my laptop on the side has only a little bit of ports. Even though I'm probably not gonna use it, it just bothers me. Because like, what if I want another USB? You're telling me I can't get it? That's corny. But, so, obviously this is a desktop though. So it says, if you have ports and slots that you aren't using, that isn't a problem and you may find use for them later on. Unused ports represent upgraded potential. So that's super dope. So your motherboard will have some ports for external connections, some of these being the USB, while others may accommodate different plugins. You should have a good idea of how many ports you want. So maybe the point here, I'm just trying to take a little bit of what I need to know and not write down everything. So I'm just going to do some of these examples of the USB ports, and then probably going to write down to get more examples. So etc. And then while others may accommodate different plugins like the PCI slots. All right, that's super cool. So I'm definitely going to look into these. It says you should have a good idea of how many ports you want. So now I'm going to say the more ports normally, the better. Okay, that's helpful. The more ports, the better. And then what else were we just getting into? The more ports, the better. And it says if you have ports and slots that you aren't using, that isn't a problem. You may find use for them later on. So yes, I'm just going to leave it like that for the external ports. That's not bad. I just can't believe this is a part of the motherboard. So what, is that like at the bottom? Because I just always thought that was something completely different. Hey, we're finally getting into the RAM. See, I was able to call it immediately. I remember RAM like the back of my hand, bruh. Like the back of my hand. So we're going to get into the amount of RAM. I think you could put 4 in, but some people would put 1, and I forgot what the order is. I think it's like, it's 1 and 3 if you put 2. I remember, something like that. Or is it 2 and 4? I don't know. But we'll end up getting into that. So that's super dope that I'm finally learning about this. Because there's a bunch of YouTube channels that teach a lot of this. Maybe even a little bit more better. But I'm more of like a note taker. I like to take notes and then I like to see it. Because then otherwise, even if I'm looking at it, one person might be able to explain it better than the next person, and then that might confuse me. So I'd rather just take notes myself first. So 2 things to determine how powerful your machine is and what it can run in terms of software and what speed. So, okay, 2 things. Determine how powerful it is, which I'm assuming is the processor and the RAM. These is the processor speed and how the RAM is installed. Or how much RAM is installed, okay. Oh, so that's why my laptop here, I think it only has a little bit of RAM installed. So that would have to be something I need to like upgrade, or something I would need to do if it ever gets too crazy. But I think it's pretty powerful in itself, and I don't really use my laptop for anything. But no, yeah, I'm just so happy to be just so finally getting into what I've always been interested in. Like ever since I was younger, I love tech, but I just never pursued it because I didn't know where to start. And I feel like now that I'm older and I kind of understand like which path I want to go and what I need to learn, and ChatGPT is a really good, like mentor in a way of like trying to tell you where to go, how to start, yada yada. And I'm very happy to have ran into, just ran into like these courses, or knowing what to exactly look up, because at that time I had no clue, and I think this is like the best time for me to be learning everything that I'm trying to get into. So one of these is the processor speed, and the other is how much RAM is installed. So we got to write that down. So one is the processor speed, and then we got to go two is how much RAM. So is it just automatically good if you fill up all four then? Is what I'm wondering. Probably, because if it's saying how much RAM is installed, then probably filling up all four is crazy, but does it cost money? Like what? So how much RAM it has installed. Oh my goodness, I have something in my eye. Sorry if it looks like I'm crying. Trust me, I'm not. I don't know what the hell that was. Something legitimately flew in my eye. It says your motherboard will have a limit on the amount of RAM it can support. Okay, that's pretty. Oh, so you got to get a good motherboard. Wow, that's pretty good that they just told me that, because that would have made me overpower my laptop. I would have bought four RAMs and been like, or my computer. I mean, yes, my computer, my desktop. I would have been like, four RAMs. Let's do this. Unless it's saying that the motherboard will have, because it probably wouldn't have four if it can't take four. Limit on the amount of RAM. So let's see, it can support. It can support. You will want a motherboard that will support the entire RAM you want to install. Okay, perfect. So then that's pretty good. Let's go on to the next one. Then we're getting a lot of information here. Are they able to get through? Oh, now we're going to get more into the definition of the processor, so that's good. These motherboards have to be old school, because what is going on? There's no way this is what this looks like currently. Unless I'm too busy just looking at a laptop. Actually, now that I think about it, I do be looking at laptop motherboards over looking at computers. So that's probably why I'm like shocked at what I'm seeing. Or maybe this could really just be outdated, an outdated course. But they're not really saying anything of like, by this particular one. It's like, it's just really mainly talking about what each thing needs. So even if it's outdated, it's like, I'm sure they didn't make a new machine or something and they're like, this is gonna run computers. Like, no. So this establishes the number of internal hard drives and optical drives you can have. All motherboards support at least one hard drive and one optical drive. Many support more than this. This is of concern, of course, only if you plan on having multiple hard drives. Okay, so we can take the note of this. So all motherboards. I cannot wait, man. I'm just so like thinking of the future when it comes to this, and I just get so much happiness and so much joy, and I'm so happy that I'm able to just live stream this to y'all, of me, pretty much just studying and learning this. Super damn fun to be doing right now. I wish I didn't have like many issues when it came to trying to run this, but that's alright. It says many support more than this. Many support more. So then I guess the goal would just be to, yeah, that's probably what the goal is gonna be. But yeah, man, like I YouTube is just one of the, I want to say, the best like platforms. Or I mean, I guess you could really just do this on any platform, but I feel like when YouTube, when you aren't doing it for money, and you're simply just doing it because you love making content and you just have fun and it feels like so freeing for you, I feel like you always get to a point where, it just, it's just, I don't know, you just feel so free. I think the problem is that when you start making money off of YouTube, you do start getting so stuck on like the views and what will go viral and yada yada. Like, I just want this, I want that. But nope, like when you are just in those beginning stages, like that's why I'm kind of afraid for this channel to ever blow up if it ever did. Is because it's like it would be kind of crazy if like one topic is doing a lot better than another topic, and then you're gonna always have that urge of like, damn, should I just go back to that topic or should I stay here? And I feel like with the content, it's just super cool that you, for one, with YouTube, you kind of run everything on your own, but especially when you're not getting paid for it, man, you literally just do it for fun. And I think that's where the most fun comes from YouTube. If you ever listen to YouTubers, a lot of their, sadness comes from the fact that they have to make content that they think people would watch. And I just love the fact that I get to just do whatever I want to do. Like, I don't care about that at all. And my channel is monetized. So it's like I could sit here and if I wanted to try to go crazy with content, which that would never be the case, number one, because even so, I doubt YouTube would even push out my content as much for it to go viral. I had like one viral video and then that was it. But it's like, I love the fact that you could just, you could pretty much just do whatever you want, man. Sit on camera, have fun, have a blast. And you could tell the people that get controlled by the money aspect of things, you can just tell in their content. It's like, just do what you have fun with. Work a job on the side. Like, I literally work a full blown job. Like, I don't need YouTube to sit there and pay the bills. But when you try to rely on YouTube like that, that's when you kind of start selling your soul. Like, if you really look at the definition of selling your soul, it's like putting yourself in a place that you don't want to be. You probably even feel uncomfortable, but you're literally just doing it for the thought of money. That's literally like what that is. So if you really pay attention to a lot of YouTubers who are freaking out and they're like, you could tell in their content that they're trying to go viral. It's like, bro, you're literally trying to sell your soul for a buck. It's like, just do what you want. Do what you want. And if what you want is obviously getting you paid, then that's pretty dope. I'm not going to say you're selling your soul then. But it's like, if you sit there and you start doing stuff that's literally for money, like, come on. That's just evil. Straight evil. So it says the processor is the computer's main microchip, often referred to as the brains. Okay, so that's what Fuzzy Bear was just telling me about. So that's pretty good that that he said that. That's actually really dope. You got it right on point. Is the brain of the computer. What was the last thing I wanted? There are clock speed and the number of cores. Your processor's clock speed determines the numbers. And I think you said the clock speed has a battery. Determines the number of instruction a single core can carry out in 1 second. It represents how fast anyone's processing core is. So we can get that down pat. By the way, if you are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Come join me on this journey. I will be documenting every single day of me learning IT support with the goal to become a network engineer. So we pretty lit. So if you can't stick around as of right now with the stream, you can definitely hit that sub button and catch me on tomorrow's stream, which should be at 12 p.m. EST. So then that would be good. I'm sure some people can end up making it, hopefully. That's pretty lit. So definitely come in, tune in then, because hey, we're gonna be going crazy, and we're still going crazy right now. So if y'all want to stay or stick around, I just feel like my energy is just kind of off because the first like 30 minutes of this stream, I was going through it trying to like start the damn stream. So my energy isn't normally like this every day, and I feel like I'm a little bit more talkative. And I know I've been talking, but I feel like I've just been feels more of like a podcast where I'm just like yapping, and then y'all send me topics to talk about and stuff like that, and it's pretty lit when we do it a little bit earlier and when I have more energy. But yeah, definitely just tune in. Tune on this journey. Even if you're not following in on IT, this is like one of those things where you're gonna see somebody who is documenting from day one. As of right now, we're on day 7, so you'll be catching me hella early, which is why you should hit that sub button. But it's gonna be one of those journeys where when I finally get there, and then we can literally look back and see all the progress that I made on these live streams and on the content. So I think that would be pretty dope. That would be legitimately so cool. But yeah, man, YouTube is just such a great platform to be able to just do whatever you currently want to do. I do want to do like cross streaming and stream on Twitch as well, just to try and get myself out there a little bit more. but it's all in good fun, man. It's all in good fun. So the number of cores tells you how many processes can be going on simultaneously. Oh my goodness. This is like super cool too, especially with what I'm learning. And I really have a real big dream of just becoming a network engineer. And I'm not even sure exactly what they do. I just know that they maintain networks, and that involves like switches, and it involves routers and stuff like that. But to the core of things, I'm not sure how that goes, but I just know that I'm gonna have a blast doing it. And on top of that, it's a pretty good like career. It has a pretty good cap pay. Um and I think it's somewhat stable-ish, you know? Like I know some people, they think tech, especially with a lot of the tech layoffs, they're like, "Oh, tech isn't stable." But in a way, if you really think about it, if AI and these robots or whatever are going to be popping in, it's really, you're gonna for one need people who can are like technicians who can of course run these things, who can keep them on the network, who can keep them going behind the scenes, whether that's with coding or as in the network, right? Because a lot of these robots are going to have to be on a network, so you're going to need a network engineer. So that's how you can kind of fit in when AI comes in. But then also too, your maintenance wouldn't be a bad thing neither, because let's say if these like robots or these robotic machines are coming in, having somebody be there to have to fix them when they break down, it's like you can't have AI fix AI. That's always like my biggest thing. It's like there's no way they're gonna have like a robot that can fix another robot, because then it just wouldn't work, because then when that robot breaks, who the hell is fixing that one? And we just gonna have another one? Like, what the hell is going to happen there? So at the end of the day, there's always going to have to be people for that. So whether or not you want to learn about like the engineering side of things or the technician side of things, you can kind of fit right in when it comes with AI. And that, for one, isn't why I'm learning this, but it is a good reason of why I'm continuing to learn it, because I don't think it's going to be one of those careers that get like dropped off. I think the people that kind of get let go from these places are people who got comfortable and they probably weren't bringing anything to the team. Or even if you were someone who was bringing something to the team, maybe they were doing cuts for like financial needs and you probably were getting paid a little bit too much. But once you land that networking role, you're kind of set to kind of jump from any place else, like to go to networking here, networking there. And that's what a lot of people end up doing when they do get into these fields, is that they literally just sit there and they kind of just jump from like career to career based on the pay. And I think some people just don't want to do that, and then that ends up resulting in people getting let go or feeling like they have nowhere else to go. But it's like you kind of just have to think a little bit further into things. So so programs that can use multiple cores at once are especially great for multitasking. If you want, you can use such programs. You'll want a dual or quad core processor. Okay, so we're going to write that down. So programs that can use multiple cores at once, great for multitasking. You want a dual or a quad core. So then that's pretty good. That's pretty dope. Can use. But yeah, so I just think like this networking thing is perfect. And then also too, especially if people are really afraid of AI, because I hear a lot of people talking about it nowadays. Healthcare isn't a bad option as well, because there's obviously going to be urgent cares, there's going to be dental doctor offices, and there's going to be hospitals, right? You're always going to have somewhere to kind of fit in anyway. So it's like just end up getting into healthcare and you kind of could be all set at the end of the day if you're really petrified about a career. I know some people aren't like passionate about that stuff. I'm one of them. Like I'm more passionate about tech. But if push came to shove and it's like I need a job, things are happening, I'm definitely gonna pursue healthcare. F that, because that probably would have to be, the wave. But with the way like AI is, I think some people, are kind of not overhyping it, because AI can definitely be big, but I think it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Maybe like in the next couple of years, because even with the AI videos and how some people can't even tell that it's real, if you really pay attention to it, like imagine if they made a video like that of off of AI content for a 30-minute video. Like imagine. You're telling me for 30 minutes, you're telling me you're not going to be able to, at least in the first minute, realize that it's AI. Like, I think the only reason why YouTube Shorts, you can get kind of caught up and be like, oh shoot, that was AI, you can only get caught up because it happened so quick. You know what I'm saying? It happened so quick, it happened so fast. But if you were to do like a video of 30 minutes straight, or even like ask ChatGPT or just like any AI type of website, and you ask them like, oh, do this, do that, do this, like the more that you keep going, the more that they can't do it anymore. So then it's like AI isn't even where it should be. Like I think it should be further the way that the AI is moving, but telling y'all AI isn't that hype yet. Yet. It's definitely gonna get there, but yet. But that's why we gotta learn careers that are going to be good for, working with AI. Because in the end, AI is coming. You can't avoid it. You can't try to stop it. And the people that try to do that, they're sadly gonna be the ones who get left behind because there's just not enough people. And I'm pretty sure maybe the government is also pushing AI in itself, so it's like, because they probably have their money all invested into that, like just because they know AI is going to be popping, people are going to get super sucked into that. So definitely, it's going to come. There's no stopping it. You just got to learn how to work with it. Learn how could you fit in when AI enters this world is really the biggest goal. And like I said, healthcare is a huge one because they're not gonna. I mean, I would hope they don't let a robot operate on somebody. I don't even think we're at that point. We're more at the technology side of things. I mean, well, that is technology, but like the online side of things of AI. I would hope they're not out here about to let robots perform surgeries. It depends on that robot's like. If they had robots performing surgeries, it would depend on how many surgeries that robot has done and what is his efficiency record, okay? Because I would need to see that. I might prefer a robot over a doctor. It just depends on how they're moving. It depends. So, however, that may change in the future. It says for gaming, clock speed is more important than the number of cores, as most of video game software is not written to use more than one. So, however, that may change in the future. Bruh, I can't speak. Future, most processors come with a cooling fan as part of the package. OEM processors don't, so if you buy, oh my gosh, did I forget my soda? Oh no, never mind. So if you choose a processor with that brand, you'll need to buy a separate cooler to go with it. The only real consideration is doing that is to buy one that will work with the processor you choose, and the coolers spell out what they work with up front. They gave me too much information here, because what the hell is the OEM? I mean, oh, well, I guess it's a processor. But they could have gone into detail. Most processors come with a cooling fan. So let me start there. Most processors come with a cooling fan. So that's super crazy. I didn't know that the processor. Well, actually, yeah, because the processor is like the brain of the computer, but like what would they call the power supply, the heart? Is it like if that turns off, the computer dies or something? I don't know. Maybe they don't even get that deep and I just said something random. Y'all, but when GTA 6 comes out, I know this was such a random, like, topic. I'm literally going to be out of work for weeks. Okay, maybe like it depends on how long it takes to finish the story mode. I do not care about online. I'm not one of those people. I feel like too many people who are bums and don't have to go. Okay, let me stop because maybe some people do it full time. But people who don't have to go to work and they just grind out on like GTA 6 just to get all the big stuff and do this and do that. That like is annoying. That pisses me off because then it just makes the game not fun. And every game has that, which is why I never play online because it's like you can never hop online for a game and oh my goodness, what the hell? What's going on with my voice? But you can never just hop online for a game and like nothing is just OP. It's like you're always playing with people who played for way longer, doing this, doing that. It's like I hate online for video games. That is something else. By the way, if y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I will be documenting this journey of learning IT and building a computer and all of that every single day. So this channel would definitely be great to stick around on. And also, too, the goal is to become a network engineer. So hit that subscribe button. I will be doing everything that I can to eventually get there. And right now we are learning about building a computer, and earlier we had finished our first assignment, so our first graded quiz, which was super lit, and I got a 92 on it, which ain't bad at all. Would have loved 100, but it was only off by like a couple points. It was like I think 3.8. It was weird. Oh, they bruh. So no, yeah. So when GTA 6 comes out, I'm definitely gonna be out playing the game for about like a week or two, just because I want to finish the story mode. I've always been a story mode type of person, and I know you need a lot of time to finish it, guaranteed. But then after that, I'm done. I will go back to work. I'm actually telling my supervisor I will be taking this off all the way up until now. But no, seriously, like I really think when that game comes out, it's gonna be like the biggest like mass call out of the century because or well, I wouldn't call it out. I would request. I got to make sure I say that. I would request the days off and I would literally just play the game. I'm actually considering trying to request it hella early cuz if our supervisor sees that all of us, well, most of us aren't even like younger. A lot of us are older, so I doubt those older people are going to call out or anything or like, more like the girly girls like they're not going to call out. But me and a couple of the boys on our machine, I can already tell we're gonna be gone. We are gonna be gone, and we are gonna be playing that damn game. And I just want to finish that story mode because I played GTA 5 story mode over and over for however many years it's been out. I would probably say I played the story mode like if I'm really addicted to it, I probably would have played the story mode over and over again, maybe like 5 times in a year. But when I'm not really addicted to it, I'll probably say 3 times in a year. Like I've always loved just replaying that story mode. So once we get a new one, bruh, I'm gonna be on all on that. All on that. That's gonna be crazy. Ain't no way I'm going to work and then having to learn and then having to do that. No. No, no, no. I'm playing that game. And it might be childish, but that might be like the one and only game that I would ever do that for. I just refuse. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who know damn well they're going to be doing the same thing. So we got work with up front. So we finished everything here about this processor, about the cooling fan, and that you would want to buy one that will work with the processor. Wait, buy what? Is doing that is to buy one that will work with the processor you choose, and the cooler spell out what they work with up front. Okay. Wait, are they talking about these numbers here, or am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on. Maybe I'm tripping. So let's get a little bit more deeper. So here is talking about the RAM, which I love because that's the one thing I know how to install. Yes, I've never done it before, but it looked easy. So I know some people get scared because if you pop it down too hard, you kind of think you feel it feels like you could break it. But I heard you go to until you hear that click. Okay, you go until you hear that click. That's not breaking it. It's just a click. So that's all I really know when it comes to RAM. But RAM is looks super easy to install. Number one, I haven't done it before, but when I do buy a computer, y'all, one of these days, that's why I keep saying stick with me on these live streams. Cause at some point, when I end up finishing like this hardware section, and I feel really confident, I am going to buy a laptop, whether it's going to be, I mean, a computer, whether it's going to be really cheap or if it's just going to be a broken one, who cares, right? Either way, the goal is to break it apart, put it back together, and I think that's going to be a stupid cool thing to put on my resume that, like, I know how to build a computer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be crazy. Especially, too, if I'm trying to get into, like, tier 2 um, help desk, but I would prefer to just be in help desk and then try to see if I can immediately transition to networking. I don't mind paying my dues in help desk. I don't know why people don't like working in help desk. I don't. Maybe the only thing could be is that they probably have like a better job somewhere else. Because this is what my mindset is like I have a better job somewhere else, so I don't want to have to quit help. I mean, quit my better job to then work a help desk position, and then however long it's gonna take for me to get into networking, that's what I gotta bank on. Like I'm like I don't know. I have bills that I gotta pay, and help desk pay isn't gonna help with that. Okay, so I'm going to need to, figure out how I would want to do that. Which my goal is, I think I'm just gonna work a help desk position for about 6 to 3 months, and then I'm really gonna grind like hard on learning, getting the network certifications you need, and then I'm going to try to build projects that involve networks, whether or not I actually physically build it or maybe I could look up how to build it and then kind of take that to my interview. Um, I think that would be super lit, and I think I could definitely get into that, especially where I want to work. I think it's going to be pretty easy to get into that position. But then on top of that too, the place that I really do want to get into, it has a cybersecurity team, and cybersecurity is like a dream of mine. Like it's a dream, but I definitely do think it's still achievable, but it is a dream. And it has a cybersecurity team, and a lot of cybersecurity has to do with security one, but then it also has to do with networks. So it's like if I'm really good with networks and then I'm obviously in a network engineering role, I kind of have an upper hand when it comes to trying to because they're going to offer those positions. I can try to apply for it. Hopefully I know some people, talk my way into it, have my experience. I think that would be pretty lit, and I think I would be doing pretty well, man. I think that oh my goodness, that would just be super like stupid, bro. Like I can't wait to end up getting into all of this. I love me some tech. I love me some damn tech. So we got motherboard here. And then last but not least, I'm wondering how long have I even been alive for? I've kind of just been chilling here with y'all. So we got the motherboard. Also, of course, you'll want to have enough RAM to do the things you want to do your computer to do. So let me take that down. I kind of wanted to get off when I finish this course, but it's taking a minute. I might just end up yapping it up with y'all. But I'm so happy with the amount that of stuff that I just learned today. We learned about the processors, we learned about the RAM. I learned that the processors, I believe, is the brain of the computer. The RAM is kind of I'm not sure exactly what it does. I don't know if it's like the usage of the laptop and it like helps with the usage of it, or is it more like a not a graphics thing, but like a speed thing. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's how smooth the computer runs, but I am learning about stuff like that, and I think I've got a pretty good amount of information. Even the same thing for like the motherboard. By the way, if you're new here, man, hit that like button definitely so you can get the stream pushed out to other people. That would definitely be helpful for me. Um, what was I just about to do? So I think I was just writing about the RAM. So computer to do says RAM is also sold in sticks. Each 4, 8, or 16 gigabytes. Oh, I'm like 4 or 8. I'm like, damn. But no, they're talking about gigabytes. Okay, okay. And I think that could be really expensive because I remember when it came to ordering my laptop, I had to pick like how much RAM I wanted or how much CPU. It was like different stuff. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, I don't know nothing about this. But granted, I still picked a pretty good laptop for not knowing anything about a laptop. This is probably one of the best laptops I've ever had. And I'm so used to like buying stuff and it running so poorly. So the fact that it was running really good is just super, super amazing. The RAM is sold in sticks that are each 4. So that are each 4, 8, or 16 gigabytes, which is super dope. Damn, I'm starting to get low-key tired, but I have a lot of stuff that I need to get done today, so I cannot sleep after this. Your motherboard will support either dual or triple channels. Okay, use 2 sticks, so you'll want to buy RAM. Okay, so then that's going to be pretty good. Let's finish this up here. Your motherboard will support either dual or triple channels. Alright, that's pretty good to know. Support dual or triple channels. Okay. So far, I think I could install a couple of these things. I think that would be pretty cool. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just so thinking in the future and just getting super, super excited. 2 sticks. So you'll want to buy RAM in 2 or 3 sets in case of triple channels. So I'll say here in case of triple channels, buy RAM. Ow, my finger still hurts, by the way. But I don't know if y'all are new or if y'all have been here for a minute, but I ended up like messing up my thumb recently just at work doing something stupid. And honestly, it was crazy. It's like I was working really hard and I told myself like, "Oh, you're working hard for God." And I literally like hurt the hell out of my thumb, and it's to the point where I really am considering that I did dislocate it, but I haven't like I've been icing it, but I haven't been icing it as much as I feel like I should have been. Because I'm always like just up and doing stuff, and then when I do ice it, it gets super cold, so then I'll take my hand off it, and then somehow I'm falling asleep, and it's like, oops, I forgot to ice it. So I really got to make sure that I ice it a lot more today, or right before going to sleep, because I got to go to work tomorrow, and if it's still kind of popped out like this, I'm considering calling out and just going to the hospital. I already have a work note to take today off, but I was just going to show up anyway, hoping that my hand wouldn't still hurt, but it hurts like hell, like even if I try to pick something up. So I really think I need like an x-ray on my hand. I believe I could have fractured, or it could be like a minor fracture like right here, or I could have did like a minor dislocation. And for some reason they didn't want to give me an x-ray. You know how doctors be, y'all. Like they just be trying to like legitimately play with y'all. Alright, so now we're getting into the graphic cards of things, which I believe the graphics card hopefully speaks for itself. I believe it's for the graphics. I'm assuming it's for games. I don't know if you could use it for anything else, but I've always assumed it was for a video game. Every time you want to have better graphics, buy a better graphics card is the goal. So that's why I kind of relate that to that. So there's a lot of motherboards have, oh, that's what the graphics cards look like? Because I would have never guessed. Built into them, just about all motherboards have built-in sound cards. Whether you want to use external graphics or sound cards depends on what you plan on doing. Okay, so the only good thing about me knowing that a lot of this is like built into it is like when I do buy a computer and I break it apart and try to like pick it out myself, like okay, this is the graphics card, this is this. At least I know it comes with the computer. Because imagine I'm just like trying to look for it and it's like none of this is inside of here. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I gotta buy all of this? Like what? I'm sure that there's probably people on eBay who sell computers, but they don't sell like the pieces for it. So it's probably like you can build it technically yourself, but they sold that part. But at that point, you might as well just build it yourself. But no, yeah, so I think I really messed up my hand. I believe I have like a minor fracture or a minor dislocation. And I don't know what the hell is going on. They did not want to give me an x-ray. They did tell me to come back, which I'm kind of want to go back there only based on the fact that, you know, um only based on the fact that hospitals take a lot longer, and I'm just gonna really be upset because it's not like life threatening. Like I'm not gonna die off of my hand. So I hate the fact that I'm gonna have to sit there for hours just for them to take me in and then probably even also not want to do an x-ray. So it's like I'm really gonna have to push it to them. And I just think that is just so super annoying to have to do. So I'm like, I feel like I'd rather just go back to this urgent care, tell them, it's been 3 days, my hand still hurts, I need an x-ray. Straight up. I don't know why she didn't want to give me an x-ray. I feel like she just didn't want to do her job. Well, let me stop because if I wake up tomorrow after icing my hand and then my hand is fine, I'm gonna feel super bad that I said that. But I honestly hurt my hand, I want to say about 5 to 6 days ago now. I don't know because I be working like nights when I do overtime. So I don't know how many days. I don't know how many days went by. It could have honestly been less or more. But it's about to be a whole week, and like my hand is visibly like still the bone's still popping out. It still hurts when I try to pick things up. Like it definitely has less pain, but I feel like with the bone popping out and it even having a little bit of pain still makes me think that something could be wrong because you could fracture your finger and then stop feeling pain after a while. My dad used to have that when he was still alive. He used to have like his knuckle was here and it was kind of and it popped back like all the way to over here and he was like, it hurt him for a while, but then he never went to the doctor for it and it just kind of stopped hurting. So I'm like, the pain isn't gonna only be the signifier that I have like something popped out of my hand. So I don't know. I think that's like where it gets a little bit scary because I really hope that something isn't wrong with it. Or imagine like if I took too long, which I went to urgent care, but they played me, and like imagine they have to re-break my hand just to fix. Well, if it's a fracture, they wouldn't re-break it, but if it was a dislocate, I forget how that works. If it's a fracture, do they re-break it? I don't remember, but there's sometimes where they might have to re-break it just to fix it. But I think if it's minor, I doubt they have to re-break it. I think if it's like fully broken, which is clearly not fully broken because I can move my thumb and stuff. So it's like it's not fully broken. It's just when I come this way, like that feels fine. When I go this way, I feel a lot of tension like along this whole entire thing. Like it's just super painful. And then literally too, I know on camera it doesn't look like it, but it legitimately pops out. Like it's popping out. This bone right here is popping out. It's popping out right here. And it's super painful, but guess apparently we don't need an x-ray. So check the requirements and recommendations for the game or video or graphics software you want to run and make sure you set the graphics card that meets those recommendations. So it's saying check gaming recommendations and make sure the graphics card meets it, I guess. So you have to make sure it meets the requirements. Okay, that's pretty cool. I would have never. I mean, I think I would have known. I think I would have known that because I definitely was looking into graphics cards recently. So let's continue moving. Did they have anything else? Yeah, no. So now we got the graphics card. They have AMD, and then they have NVIDIA, I think is how you pronounce it. My laptop right now, if I read it, it says I have an AMD Ryzen or Ryzen, something like that. But then it also says that I have the NVIDIA G4. So I'm wondering, do I just have both of these graphics cards, or because I thought the AMD was a processor, but it's a graphics card. So now that's a little bit confusing. You said, have you gotten the JS cert you were aiming for? Not yet. I'm actually really close. I still have one more course to get done, which I got to do today. And then last but not least, I'm going to have the 5 projects left, and I'm going to be having YouTube videos coming out all week about those 5 projects that they want me to do. And so hopefully by next week or the week after, I should have my JavaScript certification, which I cannot wait for. We're going to be banking on that very soon. And then I can finally go and transfer into completely IT support, which would be great. He said Ryzen is a CPU and NVIDIA is a GPU. So, AMD does both CPU and graphics card. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, 'cause they said that the AMD Ryzen was a processor, but then now it's talking about it here as a graphics card, so I was confused. So I guess they can fit into both. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I wonder, is mine's pretty strong? I feel like mine's could probably be strong. And my laptop be running smooth. The only thing about this laptop, but I can't say whether or not it is the laptop or if it's me, but is the fact that I feel like it dies often. But then again, I'm always doing something that makes it die. Because like obviously I'm either streaming, so it's like I'm gonna need the charger to be plugged in. Um and then even if I'm not streaming, I'm probably like recording or screen recording, and then boom, my laptop dies. I'm like, I don't know if the laptop itself has a bad battery or if it's literally just the stuff that I'm doing. So it'd be funny. You said in Intel 2, guess this course is made before they got into GPUs. Oh, maybe this is an older core. No, because I think they do talk about they're gonna. Oh, you know what? I think you might be right. I think you might be right because let me see if they talk about GPUs. Oh yeah, you know what? This probably is more of an older course because I don't think it's gonna talk about a GPU. That's funny. So I'm probably just learning about some old stuff that I don't need to know yet. I mean, well, technically wouldn't need to know until the GPUs. So it says there are also 2 leading graphic card companies, which would be the AMD. Now I doubt it's gonna affect my learning. I just think the problem is whatever the GPU ends up replacing, or if it just ends up getting added into it. I feel like wherever that ends up fitting into, I think at the end they definitely gave good information for everything, including like the motherboard, the processor, the external ports, the RAM. So regardless if they don't talk about the GPU, I think I could just find something else that talks about it. And I doubt it being outdated would be bad. I think the only thing like something that's more up to date could probably do is probably just tell me about more powerful like companies who own these certain things or do these certain things. But either way, I think each thing still does the same stuff. It's just either now it's a little bit more overpowered. So we got the NVIDIA. So some games are designed with AMD in mind, so those games should perform better with the AMD graphics card. I don't really care about this too much. We can get on to the next thing. So now we're getting into the graphics card. The performance of the AMD and NVIDIA graphics cards are often very similar at every price point. Okay, so this is talking about the price. I don't think I care about the price. So now we're getting into the hard drive. This is probably where it's like, this wouldn't be the hard drive no more, right? Would this just be the GPU? I'm assuming. It says Intel only gone to GPUs in the last 2 to 3 years, so the course probably isn't that outdated. Plus, even courses from 15 years ago are relevant today. Now, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, I don't think it's getting like that far off. I think regardless, it should stay a little bit relevant. But I think maybe when it comes to the hard drive part, or is this still inside of computers? Actually, no, the hard drive probably is still there. I don't know. What the hell would the GPU be? 'Cause I know it's gonna need a hard drive, but I feel like, because I think they're only gonna be teaching me about the CPU and the and RAM for some reason. I don't know why I can't believe GPU. I didn't even know GPU was that new. Or not that new, but you know what I mean. I can't believe like there's a course that's like super outdated. Well, you said 2 to 3 years ago, so we got this hard drive which is used to store all of the data, which I'm kind of already figured. So this hard drive stores the data. So I'll probably just have to leave out of this course and go to the GPU on my own. But either way, I think that's still going to be pretty good. And there's more up to date things that I wanted to follow a little bit more deeper on YouTube anyway as well. So definitely thanks for letting me know that though, because I tried asking earlier to somebody if this was more out of date, but I think he might have just left when I asked that. So I was like, well, I guess I'll never know. So that definitely means this is a little bit more outdated, but it's not too bad. It still teaches what needs to be taught. It says Windows itself is also stored on the hard drive. Hard drives are measured in gigabytes of available memory. So measured in gigabytes. And then also too, what if I need to fix an old computer one of these days? No, I'm just kidding. That would be crazy. If I walked into like, well, who knows? Because I know there's some people who are like on the road technicians, so they like drive to people's houses and then they fix their computers. Imagine I walk into some like old dude's house and he's like, "Can you fix my computer?" And then it's like it's literally one of these. I'm like, "Yes, I got you, my guy. I learned by accident how to fix it." That would be super crazy. But yeah, that's why like my goal in the near future is really gonna be to like buy one of these older laptops and then fix it. But no, yeah, I cannot wait because with the JavaScript certification, y'all, like I'm super, super close. I literally have one more course left, and then literally all week, all the way up until I get my certification. Of course, there's gonna be different videos in the mix of that, but I am going to be creating the projects that they want me to create. And I'm just going to do like a little mini series of like 5 episodes, which are gonna be those projects, and it's gonna be super cool. And we're gonna get that certification. And then I think the last thing we'll need to do is, or the two-ish things we'll need to do is we need to finish the, hold on. I don't like loud noises, y'all. I think it's raining. Give me a second, let me check. Oh yeah, it's just storming. Okay, I was gonna say I don't like loud noises, brother. Like I don't know what's going on. Are we in a tornado? But we don't play like that. It says the faster your, where was I at? The faster your hard drive is, the faster your programs run, I believe. Or programs will boot. Then what was I talking about? Oh yes, I'm super close to getting like this JavaScript certification. Once I get that after this like 5 episode thing, or I might throw a couple of them into the same episode. So I'm not sure how long it's gonna be. It hasn't been filmed yet, of course. So we'll see how that goes. And then that last episode of me getting the cert would be great. And then I got to finish the barbershop series episode, which is just going to be me finishing the about section and the contact page. I was going to make that website be a little bit more deeper, but I just feel like I'm super ready to kind of transition my content into IT support content completely, or like pivot into IT support content. So I feel like it feels wrong to sit there and do like web dev content over here, but then on live do IT support content. So for me, I'm like, I think it makes a little bit more sense to kind of like pivot. That's the goal. By the way, if y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I should be live every single day to end up learning IT support. And, previously I was learning web dev. I documented the entire journey for almost 200-ish days. And now we are here to pivot into something new. So definitely believe me when I say I will be documenting the whole journey all the way up into becoming a network engineer. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, come and join me on this journey. The point of this channel is to kind of document, when you see somebody, the best way for me to explain it is when you see somebody at a certain position and you're like, damn, how did they get there? The point of this channel is for me to do exactly that, where I'm going to document something or anything, right? It could literally be anything from like making a book or to cooking, doing this. It's like, oh, how did you get there? Me, that's crazy, but Marzi, which is me, is going to be documenting literally everything that I plan on like learning, but the goal is to do it by chapter. So at some point when I finish this IT chapter, then we can probably pivot into what the next chapter would be, and then y'all can just follow me along there. So the goal is to hopefully get you to like me for me, but if you're going to subscribe because of IT support or just because of the studying, that's also okay, because my live streams will always be where I choose to study. The content is where more of like the thoughtful things are going to end up coming into, but definitely hit that subscribe button, come join me on this journey. So next, this is, I guess, probably a newer hard drive. Oh no, this is kind of like an older computer. But it looks like they're doing it in a computer. In a laptop, not a computer. Unless that could be like the main screen in the back. I don't know. If this isn't a computer, or if this isn't a laptop, then this really is old school. Because then at this point, I doubt if I bought a desktop. Actually, I don't even know. Let's just continue going. So some hard drives will run on serial ATA 3 GB, but check the SATA ports on your motherboard. It could just be SATA or it could be SATA. We'll figure that out. If you have 6 gigabytes ports, it might be worth paying a bit more for the SATA 6 gigabytes hard drive. Another thing to consider is getting a solid state drive. Oh yeah, you know what I'm forgetting? I'm realizing they're trying to teach me how to build a computer. So I'm like, why do they keep trying to tell me where to buy stuff? I'm like, I need to learn about this, but I'm forgetting they're trying to teach me how to build one. So it's like, there's some stuff I don't need to take down because I'm not trying to take notes to build one. I just want to get to know a computer. Another thing to consider is getting a solid state drive and SSD. These things are very fast, but tend to be a bit small, so you probably will need a conventional drive too. Oh my goodness, they're like telling me to buy hella drives. What in the hell? I don't even know where to start. And then they're telling me good brands, Samsung, Hitachi. Yeah, it's probably a little bit older. The highest recommended brands are Crucial, Intel. Someone said Intel. He said Intel only got into using GPU 2 to 3 years ago. So I guess the only new thing they kind of told me here was they did tell me a bit of the gigabytes, but I don't care about building the computer. I kind of just want to learn about the hardware of the computer. So the only thing I could really do is just take a note of the SSD, if that's even something that we'd be using nowadays. Let's fast forward a little bit forward. So now we're on the optical drive. Oh no. We barely have optical drives, y'all. Well, actually, for a desktop, there is an optical drive. I don't know if they took it out. Like, my laptop does not have one. But I wonder, on like newer modernized desktops or computers, do they still have optical drives? That's probably why that person was trying to tell me that it was like outdated. But I know that there's still some people, like I think even my grandfather, he has like an older one that I believe still has an optical drive. So I'm not sure if they all do. or not, but this is probably still a noteworthy thing. Of course, I'm gonna have to take my own notes when it comes to the GPU, and then when it comes to optical, when it comes to the GPU, and then when it comes to something else, I gotta take a note on. He said, "Not normally, no. You just use flash drives these days." Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't think we use the optical drive no more. But thank you for telling me what the replacement is, so now I know what to look up outside of this course, because this course is pretty short. So we're gonna go flash drives, GPU. I just want to make sure that I look into those things because they definitely forgot about it. Or not forgot about it, it's just outdated. But I know that some of these use optical drives, so this could be a DVD. Some of the optical drives can also write to a disk. In perfect honesty, there isn't a lot of variation for this piece of hardware. They're all okay, the exception is okay, whatever. That's fine. I don't care. Never mind. I thought they had more about this. The CPU cooler. What about this? Is this still common? A CPU cooler. Which is strange because it's like they don't want to talk about the CPU by itself. They're only going to be talking about the CPU with the cooler. Unless that's just simply what the CPU is, and maybe they're just putting it together and it's confusing me. So saying a very popular third-party cooler is this. Probably not going to take a note of that because I'm sure there's better ones. However, Kosar does make many other popular liquid. So they're not giving me a definition of what any of this is. So my best bet is to just leave it open. I'll write it down, leave it open for later. They're not giving me no definition. So next is building the computer. Well, at the end of the day, they have an old ass computer. So they literally have like a video of building this computer. I'm literally running because it's not gonna help. Well, they do. Maybe it could help for a little bit of things. Let's see. Oh, I thought they were going to build the computer. So they got opening the case, mounting the motherboard, installing the processor. This should honestly be the same. It's just probably gonna look different. But it should have the same concept, right? I believe so. So let's get into, what was it? What was this again? I think building the computer. So we're going to leave that open for the definition. And then we're going to go building the computer. By the way, I was going to release a video later tonight, but I think I plan on releasing it tomorrow. I want to do it at 5 p.m. because I feel like that's when most of y'all are active. The goal is to kind of trying to figure out when y'all are active, when should I upload, and stuff like that. So hopefully that could be very helpful for us in this channel. Thank y'all for definitely tuning in, by the way. I don't know if I'm going to stick here or if I'm going to just end it. I might keep it pushing until 9. That's about 15 minutes, so that'll be pretty good. Definitely make sure y'all are hitting that subscribe button if you are new, and also hit that like button if you are new or just been chilling here, because that like button will push this stream out to other people. Thank y'all so much to the people who have hit it. Y'all are super goated. But definitely join me on this journey, man. I cannot wait to continue documenting this and getting on this path. I know I'm so sorry to like my web dev people. I know y'all definitely have been watching for that. And it's not like web dev would be completely gone. It's just going to be something that I'm probably not going to bring to YouTube after I finish the full series. Until like way later. So the introduction is going to be installing RAM, which should be good. The PCI cards, I'm not even sure. Like, I need people to tell me what is old school and what's not. The PCI cards, I don't know if that's old school. The hard drive, I know that laptops and desktops have hard drives. I just don't know if it looks the exact same. So it might be similar. The installation of the optical drive probably won't really need to focus on unless I'm doing this with an old guy who has an old laptop. The installation of the power supply, I'm not sure if the power supply still looks the same either, but I think a power supply should be in a desktop as well. Connecting everything, cable management, troubleshooting. So I guess the only thing that's going to be kind of scary is like, what if they teach me something that I don't need to know and I take hella notes on it? That's it. That's the only thing that would be scary. But at that point, it's like, I don't plan on just using this to make the computer. At the end of the day, I'm just kind of learning this all. I actually don't even really need to learn all this part now. But I'm just kind of learning this all just so that I could eventually, like, just kind of learn the hardware of the computer. And if I wanted to, kind of talk about how to like fix a computer or make a computer, even though I didn't really make one myself. But the goal is also to give myself a little bit of quizzes, and then I think by the time I actually get like by the time I actually buy a computer and I decide to break it apart, I think that's where I would really watch videos. So like for me right now, I'm not really taking this all in as in after I take all these notes, I know how to completely make a computer. It's like no, I just want to simply do this just to understand what each piece of the hard drive is, what it's doing, and I think they gave me a good amount. I just kind of am gonna have to do my own little research on the flash drives and the GPU, which isn't too bad. But now I know about the power supply. Well, technically I already knew about the optical drive. That's just old school. And then the processor, like that's pretty good. I'm happy that I've learned a few new things today when it came to the hardware of a computer. I'm just gonna have to look more into some of the modernized stuff, but that's all right. You said you should watch a beginner's video on how to build a PC since they tackle all the introductional info, fast way to learn. So yeah, definitely I could do that as well, but I feel like at this point I technically already got all the information except for the GPU and the flash drives. And then probably like maybe like one other thing. And then I think there was something else that I didn't like that they didn't give me a definition for. I think like CPU. I feel like they didn't give me a good definition for that. But other than that, I mean, they taught me the motherboard. They taught me the sizes and how that could be a little bit different. They're about to teach me how to pop off this damn case. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like would obviously be easier. I think they taught me pretty good of the computer. I think there's just some things that is kind of missing, which isn't too bad. So I'm definitely happy about that. I think real quick though, because I kind of want to see. So yeah, this is just talking about like how to mount it and stuff like that. Because I feel like I don't care for this part of things. How is there more? It says module 1 20% done. How the hell is there more? I think the next thing I want to do is probably give myself like a mini quiz. Or I could probably ask what are some of the things on a common computer. Let me go and switch the camera angle. Watch how nice this looks, y'all. I'm so happy that I have this. That I can switch that camera angle. I want to look up the modern hardwares for the computer just to make sure which ones that I end up hitting that can still be considered like good information even though it was older. So I'm gonna make sure I get more information about the CPU. This is the CPU's oh wait, the CPU is the we don't gotta talk about this, y'all. I clearly mistaken the CPU and the processor. Okay, we don't gotta talk about it. I'm assuming the processor is the processor of the CPU. We don't gotta talk about it. That was very mental of me. So then we got storage, which they aren't calling the hard drive no more. They're just calling it the storage. So then that's probably a little bit different. RAM, I think we got that down pat. The graphics processing unit. Oh wait. Oh yeah, the GPU. Never mind. Okay, yes, the GPU. We're gonna have to look into that. Motherboard, we learned about that. The power supply. We didn't look at the modern power supply, but we did look at the power supply. The cooling systems, I'm assuming they're talking about the fans. I know they have liquid coolers, the air coolers, so that's pretty dope. The peripherals and other modern hardware. I don't think like monitors, keyboards, networking. Yeah, so I feel like they pretty much gave me a good amount of stuff. I just kind of have to do my own research when it comes to, like I said, I don't know if the hard drive and the storage are the same thing. It's probably just called storage. And then I'm gonna have to do my own thing for the GPU. Oh, and the flash drives. Oh yeah, no, because yeah, that's what the dude was telling me. He told me there's no hard drive that they be using flash drives. So that's gonna be the way. So what storage on a computer in GPU? Because the course I was doing was outdated. So perfect. So now we're gonna get some information from here. And then once I end up taking this note, I'm probably going to ask ChatGPT for like a little quiz, or maybe I could find a real quiz online. But I just want to do like a quick like hardware modernized quiz just to make sure that I like understood what they just taught me about processors, taught me about this. And then I could probably end up ending this pretty soon. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. By the way, make sure I'll hit that sub button, man. It'll be super dope if you join me on this journey. I will be hopping on every single day to learn. So it says like the modern storage. They're talking about the RAM, the NVM, the HDD. I don't really see flash drives here, so I wonder why. So instead of the old hard drives, which is HDD, oh, the solid state drives is what they're saying. The SSD. Oh, they did mention the SSD. It says older SSD type replaced the HDDs, but modern standard speed, they use PCI's lanes instead of SATA. I don't even know at this point. They're giving me a lot of information. It says GPU isn't the same as the computer's SSD. GPU has a VRAM. I'm gonna say beginner. Explain this like you're talking to a beginner, brother, because they're talking to me like I know what I'm doing. Explain this like I am a beginner. Like, teach me about it. Alright, here we go. So this is better. CPU, RAM, GPU. So RAM equals your desk. Temporary space to work things out. Storage is your filling cabinets. Okay, they're doing some weird shit. So we got types of storage, which could be the HDD, which they're saying is super old. We got the solid state drive, modern replacement. Faster, more reliable. So then I guess that's probably what I'm going to have to be taking notes on. So let me stop here. So we got to get into the SSD, which I don't think I took a note on. Oh, yeah, because I did a question mark. Because I'm like, what the hell is an SSD? So solid state drive. State drive. And then modern replacement for the HDD. Think of it like a super fast USB built into your computer. So super fast. Okay, no moving parts. Faster, more reliable. Okay, I like that. Faster, more reliable. That's nice. Two main types is the NVM, the SATA, and the NVM. Okay, so then that's good. If you're building a computer or buying a PC today, you would get that. Understood. Now let's get a little bit into the GPU's definition, and then hopefully I could take this nice little quiz to see if I understand the hardware. So programs are stored on the HDD or the SSD long term. When programs are opened, they load into RAM. Oh, okay, that's pretty good to know. So your GPU's graphics card is... Wait a second. The GPU is the graphics card? Why do I feel lost? So did I already take notes on the GPU? I don't even know at this point. Like, at this point, that's enough. If I already took notes of the GPU, then now I feel I'm like, why do they call it different things? I mean, obviously they just called it by its name, but it's like, really? It's like the artist building a computer makes images, video games, and 3D models appear on the screen. Think of it like a GPU's desk. The bigger the desk, the more work it can handle. So modernized GPUs would be this. Okay, so then I don't need to know this. I already wrote down this information pretty much. Unless they're not really explaining it to its depth. But I think I already wrote down about the GPU. I thought I wrote nothing about the GPU. I didn't even know GPU was the graphics card. That is insane. I mean, I guess, we learn. At the end of the day, I am a beginner. We are on day 7, so this is great. Unless they, graphics card. And then the last but not least, let me see if I can ask them for like a mini quiz. So I'll say, give me a beginner, maybe 12 question quiz on the hardware of a computer. Let's see if I could pass. Sometimes ChatGPT be pissing me off with their quizzes, but they are very helpful. 12 question quiz on the hardware of a computer. And I'm allowing myself to use notes. Maybe eventually I won't use notes. Let's see. Which component is considered the brain of the computer? I think it's the CPU, right? Is the CPU the processing card? Like, I don't understand why they name it weird things. The CPU is the processor, right? I think so. It's normally referred to as the, yes, I think the CPU is the processor. I don't know, because they just called it the processor, so it's throwing me off. And they did the same thing with the graphics card and the GPU. Like, why didn't you just say GPU? I don't know. So then that would be B. And we're going to go to number 2. Which storage type is the fastest in modern computers? Oh, really? Why would they tell me? All I know is about SSD. Oh, they do have a USB flash drive here, but which one is faster? They said the SSD is faster, but the thing is I didn't write down exactly which SSD, so they're giving me the SATA SSD or the NVM SSD. And I didn't write down which one was faster because why the hell would I like? I'm talking about the hardware. This isn't a hardware question. I'm not even sure. I don't even feel like that's a hardware question. I just wanted to know, like ask me what do these hardwares do. So it says, what does the RAM do? Stores your files permanently, temporarily holds data for quick access, cools down the CPU, connects your computer to the internet. What is the RAM is the GPU. I mean, no, it's not. That was such a strange thing for me to say. Why did I connect the RAM and GPU? No, GPU is the graphics card. Stop it. Okay, so the RAM is storing your files permanently. I thought it makes stuff go faster. Connects your computer to the internet? No. Cools down the CPU? I wouldn't think so. Temporarily holds data for quick access, stores your files permanently. I thought the RAM just made the screen go faster. So this GPU only useful for games? I think false. They said it could be good for websites. Which of these is a type of GPU memory? VRAM. Which of these is a type of GPU memory? I don't know. That wasn't something I was taught. Name 2 types. Let me see. Name 2 types of SSDs. What the fuck? This isn't what I was taught. They're asking me BS questions, bro. I'm gonna have to guess on those. Go to the next one. Which component plugs directly into the motherboard and holds the operating system in games? Which component plugs directly into the motherboard and holds the operating system in games? I honestly don't think they taught me this either, but we can try. The operating system in games, they have the GPU, the CPU, the SSD, the RAM. I think the SSD was what again? The SSD is a storage type. And this is saying directly into the motherboard that holds the operating system. So that can either be the CPU, the GPU, that, or the RAM. Let me see if I have it in my notes. That holds data. Stores the open files and programs to access quickly by the CPU. Oh wait, I think I just got a definition of RAM. Which one was that one? That was number 3. It says the open files and programs to access quickly by the CPU. Temporarily holds data for quick access. Oh, okay, so I think that would be B for RAM, by the way. Sorry, I had to switch my answer for another one. I think I might skip that. I think it's gonna come to me soon. HBM memory is slower than GDR. They didn't teach me none of this. This is straight BS. They're not even trying to help me. What does the GPU do in a computer? Okay. What does the GPU do in the computer? If the GPU is considered as the graphics card, I really don't want to write it down. Please tell me I could just like, where is it at? I'm gonna just take this because I don't want to write it down. I already know the answer. Okay, so let's go to 10. If you want a large, cheap storage option for files you don't use often, which is best? A large, cheap storage option. I'm assuming that would be the HDD. Then you have 11. Which of these is volatile memory? Loses data when the computer is turned off. Is it the HDD as well? Hold on, I'm almost done. So it's the HDD as well. Explain in one sentence the difference between SSD and HDD. I think SSD is faster, more reliable. That's all I know. SSD is more faster and more reliable. Perfect. I think I guessed on a couple of these, but granted, they are asking me questions that I wouldn't know. But also too, it's not like ChatGPT knew exactly what I learned. So I feel like I should have asked them. I mean, I should have been more descriptive, like just give me like basically tell me definitions of things. But asking me things like which type of this is a GPU memory, like I literally just got taught GPU right now. I mean, technically they did. I guess they are trying to tell me what they just told me themselves, but I don't care about like what each GPU was. I just wanted to go for definition. So I think that's like GDD. What the hell was my question? GDD, DDR. Which of these is a type of multiple choice of GPU memory? I think it's GDD or whatever. They have more like GDD R6, I believe, because I feel like that's what they showed me. And then 6, name 2 types of SSD. I think let me see. They wrote they literally wrote down the 2 types of the SSD in question 10. So am I cheating if I stole that? Technically not, because when we take like a real test in life, then when you take a real test in life, sometimes they be doing that where the next question low key answers the question before. So I don't think it's cheating if I did that. But granted, like I said, if I get a bad score in this, I think I answered them all to the best of my ability. I don't even care because they did ask me things I wouldn't know. So let's see. Let's see. Wait, that's confusing. Video editing, AI, 3D modeling. You said false. Good. Why is it saying correct, but it's showing like an X? That doesn't make sense. Because one of the questions is GPU only useful for gaming. I said false, right? As in it's not useful for gaming. But then they said correct, but then they gave me an X. I'm on this camera, so you don't want to be seen. But correct. So that's confusing how they're going to say you said false. Good. GPU is used for this, but they gave me an X. ChatGPT is so weird. And then it says component that holds OS in games partially unclear. The correct answer would have been NVMe SSD. You didn't write it. I think you missed answering this one clearly. Wait, which one did I put for number 7? What did I put for number 7? Oh shoot! I missed number 7. Oops, that was my fault. I'm not even gonna be upset about that. I thought I answered it, but I didn't. I didn't write anything. My fault. Put HBM is slower. Correct answer false. Why does it keep saying correct but showing an X? Whatever. HBM memory is slower. Answer false. HBM is faster than GDDR6. You got it right. So what the hell? Why do they keep giving me X's next to where I got it right? Alright, never mind. GPU explanation, that's good. It says so I got that right. Number 10 was correct. HDD. Number 11, I think this is finally the one where they finally said I got wrong, which makes sense that I got wrong. It says correct answer A, RAM. What did I pick for number 11? I picked for number 11 C. Oh yeah, because I was guessing. I forgot I was guessing. So that would be RAM. Alright, so I gotta make sure I take that note just in case. Then it says your answer is mostly correct. SSD is faster and more reliable. You could also say no moving parts, unlike HDD. I don't have to. Stop. I gave the right answer. So what they're saying is that what I partially got wrong was 7 and 11, which no, I legitimately got 11 wrong. And then 7, I legitimately got wrong as well. I didn't answer. That was my fault. So I got a 10 out of 12. Yo, that's not bad. What is a 10 out of 12? I think that's like a, what is that? In percentage. What is that? That's about an 83. Okay, that's not bad. For just studying hardware and them also asking me questions I wouldn't know about, not bad at all. I'm probably going to take a couple of notes of the things that I did guess on though, because I did guess on like a lot. I knew HDD was a cheap storage. Oh, you know what? I don't even think. Oh no, yeah. Okay. Yep. I messed up though because whatever. That's fine. I'm gonna take the L on that. I'm gonna take the L. I mean, it's not even an L. It's an 83%. You said that's great. Thank you so much, man. No, yes. I don't know why they kept putting X's next to things that I got it correct though. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, what? But then they want to tell me 7 and 11 are wrong. I don't know. It was strange the way they were doing it. So I'm gonna have to take a note on the GPU. So it says, what does the GPU do in a computer? Which one did I get wrong again? Oh, I got RAM. So let me write down where RAM is on here. Because I accidentally got that wrong where it says RAM loses data when powered off. And then, yeah, so then that's good. And that's volatile memory. Because I accidentally got that wrong. So that would be volatile, or however you pronounce that. Or what the hell? How do you pronounce that? But volatile? Am I right? He said, honestly, some of it was presented in a confusing way. Definitely wasn't just you. No, yeah, no, I'm like, what is going on? But it's all good. And then I think the last thing was they said I got that correct, but they did something weird there. So which one did I get completely wrong? Oh yeah, this one. It says component that holds OS in games. Where was that at? The component that holds. What the hell? That wasn't even a question. I gotta look at what. Oh, 7. Sorry, 777. So which component plugs directly into the motherboard and holds the operating system? I can't believe I didn't write an answer for that one. I thought I answered it, but now that looking back, I do remember. Girl, you're gonna be on camera. So it says which component plugs directly into the motherboard, and then I think they said that would be the SSD. Damn it, I had a feeling too that it was the SSD. So, okay, so the SSD, let me write the beginning part because there's 2 SSDs, so I gotta make sure I get the good one, the NVM SSD. And then I'm gonna have to do plugs directly into the motherboard and hold the operating system in games. Okay, so that's good. And then bam, I'm not gonna lie, I think I low-key ate. I think I low-key ate for just learning everything right now. That's like I'm super happy about that. Okay, and I think that's the last note. Oh, then there was something else that I guessed on too. Well, actually, I think I just learned because I think the NVMe SSD is better than the SATA SSD, even though I did guess on that one. I got it right. And then I think another one was the type of GPU, and I just guessed that it was GDR6. I got that right, so I definitely want to make sure I take a note of that, that is the type of GPU memory. Just in case if this was ever needed, even though I think that question doesn't make sense for what I've been learning, but we'll let it slide. But alright, so there we go. Hey, we finished an 83%. I'm actually super, super excited about that. So, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to the stream. I pray that y'all continue to tune in. I should be going live every single day at 12 p.m. EST. So, continue to join me on this journey. I'm super happy. We finished day 7. We got through a couple of lessons. We finished, I think the Google IT support module 1 quiz, which is super good, but the problem is for me to do module 2, they want me to pay, and that is about like $50 a month. So if you do the math, if I take longer than like a month and do like 3 months, bruh, bruh, I would be done for. That would be $150 for 3 months if I don't get my certification. Like, hell no, that is just not happening. He said Power Cert animated videos on YouTube has exceptionally good content for people learning IT. He has my recommendation. Hey, that's what's up. So I definitely have to go check him out. I just think the hardest thing is, for me learning IT like on live, it's hard for me to like use somebody else's content because YouTube normally like either copyrights it or they'll strike the video down. But then also too, I think that's a pretty hard thing just for me to like learn through a video anyway. I'm more of like a note taker, I need to read it type of person. Seeing someone actually like teach it or like build it or something, or even like if they're talking, like that's hard for me to follow along. I need like a textbook. If I could buy a textbook, bro, highlight it, it's all up to date, modernized, like I would literally fall in love with that textbook. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. This was super fun to stay on live. I think we've been on live for almost like about to be maybe 3-ish hours, or it probably just hit 2 hours. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, about to be 3 hours, 2:45. Technically, it probably was 3 hours because my first live stream got taken down. But thank y'all for tuning in. I did not mean to study for this damn long. I got hella things I got to do after this. So that's gonna be crazy to end up getting into, but let's get it. I got a video, YouTube video is gonna be coming out tomorrow around 3 p.m. And then I mean 5 p.m. And then I'm also gonna be going live at 12 p.m. EST tomorrow. So if you're new here or if you just came in and you wanted to see the journey, but I'm about to end it, hit that subscribe button. Catch me in tomorrow's stream, 12 p.m. EST, where I will be learning more about IT to try and get into becoming a network engineer, but I need to learn the fundamentals. You said, oh yeah, maybe consider getting an A plus or network plus book. No, yes, that's definitely what I'm gonna do when it does come to like studying for the A plus, the network, the security plus. I want to make sure I get like a book or a textbook about it. But for the fundamentals and the basics, it's like I don't want to buy a textbook and then I buy the wrong textbook and it's not modern. Like I think I need to know the basics first just so that I could be like, oh, this is going to be a good book for me to buy because I know everything in it. You know what I'm saying? But when I don't know nothing, I'm just going to buy whatever. And it's like, nah, I got to make sure that I'm good. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are super goated. Catch you in the next one. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Continue to rewatch the stream if you hopped in late. Deuces. Love y'all. Y'all have been amazing.